나는 민노이다. 죽은 자들 가운데 일어나 걸어오셨으니
기도보다 두려워 우리들은 먼저 배워 서로를
정의가 영원히 빛과 함께하리니 빛의 왕국이 다시 세워지리라.
라이, 몸 괜찮니? 우리 언니 해치지 마!
기억하려는 못해. 넌 무엇을 위해 그 모습을 하고 있는지.
언니
보아라. 나는 보복을 집행하는 엘리언의 대리자이다. 죄인들아, 내가 너희를 심판하러 왔노라.
Hello everyone and welcome to Calpheon Ball 2025 with myself, CM Endlave, and of course...
Hello everyone, I'm GM Laffy.
I'm CM Knox.
And yeah, it's time. Is everyone ready? What do we think of Savior there? It's looking good.
Looking really excited.
Yeah.
And it seems we usually have a new face on our Korean host actually today for our
Yes.
stream.
Yeah.
And they're introducing themselves, and I think we're going to go into this picture-in-picture mode. Get ready, guys. Get ready. Get
See us
ready.
again.
You're going to see us again. Get ready. Get ready.
But we can just go over how we're going to do the stream today. So we're going to each play a different role, going over the, voicing different of our devs today. So we'll try and, give you an experience that is clear and understandable.
Yeah, we're doing the double.
We're doing this live.
We're doing this live.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Same picture.
Yeah, picture-in-picture, triple picture.
Okay. Yes. Anyway. So yes.
You're
So
gonna
yes.
be?
I will be reading out Jessok. And well, we'll
I mean,
go over that.
we're spoiling who's gonna be on the wall, but yeah, you're gonna be reading this.
Yeah.
I'll be Wansu.
Yes.
We're just about to actually invite them to the stage, so let's get ready.
Yes. There we go.
So here. There they are.
Okay.
And here are Executive director.
네, 어서 오세요. 지금 라이브를
Oh, it seems
시청하고
our
계신
subtitles aren't
검은
exactly
사막
matching.
Yeah,
모험가 여러분들께
subtitles are
먼저
spoiling.
인사를 부탁드리겠습니다.
네, 여러분 안녕하세요. 저는
Greetings,
검은
adventurers.
사막에서
I'm Jesok Jang,
라이브
director of Black
장재석입니다.
Desert Live Service.
반갑습니다.
네, 안녕하세요. 검은 사막
Greetings,
게임 디자인
adventurers.
실장
I'm Won-Soo Yang,
잘
head
부탁드립니다.
of Black Desert
네,
Game Design.
반갑습니다. 두 분 오늘
And I think we've
모험가님들을
had them
위해서
before
준비한
for the last
소식을 좀잘
couple of balls,
전해주시기를
and
바라겠고요.
Yeah.
We're
자, 그럼 순서를
they've
바로 시작해
introduced and
보겠습니다.
we're I think
자, 재성님,
we've
오늘
seen
시작부터
the class as Savior,
클래스 영상을
and
바로
now
보여주셨는데요. 오늘
we've had this
이렇게
trailer.
시작한 이유가 있으시다고요?
Yeah, they're
and
very.
let's see why.
네, 저희가 올해
Earlier
여름에
this summer, we
세이비어라는
first revealed our new
이름으로
class
중국
Savior,
캐릭터를
and the
먼저
response was
공개했었잖아요.
incredible. We knew the
당시에
wait
정말
for
많은
release
분들이
had
좀
felt
좋아하셨기
extra long
때문에
for everyone.
이 출시까지
So this
기다리는
time,
시간이
we
너무
wanted to
길게
introduce our newest class to you as soon as
그래서
possible.
이번에는 신규 클래스 그냥 빠르게 먼저 소개를 해드리고 싶었습니다.
네, 저도 영상을 함께 집중을 해서
And our host was
봤는데요.
also very
이
excited to
대검
see
역해,
a
이게
great sword
단어
class.
자체만으로 참 마음을 울리는 많은 분들의
And I'm-
로망인 걸로 알고
I think
있습니다.
there is a lot of hype for this
맞습니다.
kind of
그래서
class.
Yeah.
저희가 이번에
Absolutely.
캐릭터를
That's why we
제작할
felt
때
a lot of
더
pressure to get
잘해야
everything
한다는
just
부담감도
right.
있었는데요.
네.
But the whole team
저희
gave it their
다들
all.
최선을 다해서
So I really hope
만들었으니까
you'll all
재미있게
have a great time
즐겨주셨으면
playing her.
좋겠습니다.
I'm sure everyone's got a
아마
ton of
지금
questions
캐릭터에
about the new
궁금하신
class,
게 참 많을
and
것
we'll be
같은데요.
answering them very
조금
soon.
후에 바로 해소해 드리겠습니다.
네,
Yeah, our
알겠습니다.
subtitles are
자,
very
그럼
far
잠시
ahead.
후부터
Yes.
차차 우리 궁금증을
Just listen to us.
해소해
That's
Yeah.
all we do.
Very important.
Ignore the
오늘
subtitles, I
여러분의
guess.
And our
라이브로 진행을 하고 있습니다. 지금 여기 계신 두 분께서도 함께 저희 채팅창을 보고 계시거든요.
And yeah,
많은
both
분들이
are
이거 녹화 방송이냐고
everyone on
물어보시는데
stage has
저희
actually a small screen where you're able to see all the
생방송입니다,
chats.
자, 두 분도 그럼
Ah.
이
So
소통을
they're going
한번
to be
해주시겠어요?
like
자,
taking
안녕하세요,
questions and
여러분.
answers from chat.
오, 엄청 많이 올려주고 계세요.
Let's see.
네, 안녕하세요 여러분. 저희 아까 채팅 보고 있는데 저희한테 뭐 긴투 무락하라고 하셨는데 그거 아니고요. 네, 저희 라이브로 하고 있고요.
Yeah, he's also mentioning that like yeah, he'll be reacting live, and sometimes these subtitles will not match what they're saying because they're going to be reacting live to what's going on.
Yeah.
아, 네, 좋습니다. 많은 분들이 또 이렇게 많이 반가워 주시기도 하고 뭔가 또 온라인이라서 한편으로는 좀 아쉽다는 얘기도 있었던 것 같아요.
아, 네, 일단 지금 소리 작다고 하는데 이거 한번 챙겨주시면 좋을 것 같고.
네.
이번에 저희 칼페온 연회가 좀 온라인으로만 진행하다
Yes, that's
보니까
right. Since this year's Calpheon Ball is online, I know a lot of people wish we could meet in person, and we feel the same. Normally, this was a chance for adventurers and developers to celebrate together, so we understand that some of you may feel disappointed. We're truly sorry about that, but don't worry, we've prepared a ton of exciting activities for you today. We hope you're looking forward to what we have in store.
반갑다고 하시는 분들도 많고
And,
너무 많은
like,
이야기를
yeah, we're seeing a lot
해주고
of,
계십니다. 자,
across all chats and,
실시간으로
lot of hype
여러분의
from that trailer,
피드백도
right?
좀 확인을 하면서 진행을
Yeah.
하도록 할게요. 자, 그럼 이제 본격적으로 연애를
Alright.
시작해
Time
볼까요?
to start, I guess.
아, 네. 우선
Yes,
좀 전에
just a
저희가
moment
신규
ago,
클래스
you all watched the new
트레일러를
class
감상하셨는데요.
Before we
자세한
dive
소개에
into
앞서서
detailed
세라핌의
introduction, let's
기본
start by
정보를
watching
담은
a commentary
코멘터리 영상과
covering Serap's basic
그리고
info,
세라핌의
followed by a
전투
look at a
영상까지
combat
먼저
gameplay.
감상하시겠습니다.
이 검으로 정의가 빛과 함께하리니 성광을 입히소서. 두려워하라. 복수와 어둠을 단죄할 것이니. 죄값을 치러라. 자비는 필요 없다.
안녕하세요.
Greetings, adventurers.
저는 검은
I'm
사막
Kyung-duk
스튜디오의
Woo,
게임 디자인 실장
head of Black
우정덕입니다.
Desert Game
모두가
Design.
여러분께 개발명
Today,
세이비어로
we're
소개해드렸던
finally revealing our new
공격기획과
class, codenamed
세라핌이라는
Savior,
정식 이름과 함께
now officially known
여러분
as
앞에
Seraph.
소개되었습니다.
Since her first reveal at the last ball, the excitement from adventurers have been incredible. It's been exciting and honestly a little intimidating for our team. Now that we're ready to show her in her final form, I can't help but feel genuinely moved. So, let's jump in and meet Seraph. First, the big question we've been hearing over and over. The short answer is yes. Knowing how high your expectations were, we put everything into meeting them. Seraph's main weapon is her greatsword, the Sacramentum. At the hilt, there's a device that seems to seal some sort of substance. This is her sub-weapon, the clavis. When the clavis is unsealed, Seraph can draw on the very essence of sacred power, and her body begins to transform. In that state, she wields another great sword, her awakening weapon, the purgatum. Seraph is designed to capture the spirit of awakening warrior, so you'll find some familiar rhythms as you fight. Her skills and combos feel familiar to warrior, but we've added some unique mechanics that make Seraph truly her own. You'll see what I mean as we go through some basic combos together. Seraph's combat revolves around combos and finishes. Each skill flows smoothly into the next, building into a powerful finishing move for massive damage. But as you all may know, Black Desert's combat is all about repositioning, dodging, and getting behind monsters, and that can interrupt your combos. To address this, Seraph has a unique passive called Unshakable Will. With this passive, your attack sequence is saved for about 5 seconds. For example, start a combo with Line Breaker, which has 4 attack motions, and only perform attack 1, then back off. If you press R and B within 5 seconds, you'll jump straight to the attack 2. This lets Seraph weave in dodges, cancels, and main skills without losing her combat flow. So, you can land your finisher exactly when you want. To help you understand, let's see how this works in action. Compared to Awakening Warrior, who focuses on speed and flexible cancels, Seraph's transitions aren't quite as free-form. However, thanks to Unshakable Will passive, she finds her own distinct combat rhythm that sets her apart from Awakening Warrior. Since both wield the greatswords, it's natural to compare the two, but the lore highlights their differences even more. Seraph's mentor is Enslar, while Warrior's is Goyen. In fact, the two share the same sword arts lineage. Enslar's learned the greatsword directly from Goyen's grandfather. So, in Eastern martial arts tradition, Seraph and Warrior are like martial siblings. Since Seraph began her training first, Warrior is technically the junior. Goyen and the Warrior's greatsword style, shaped by a mercenary life, is raw and practical, whereas Enslar's and Seraph's, as knights devoted to the divine, emphasize form and style. Comparing their approaches is part of the fun. Now, Seraph is an Ascension class like Scholar and Deadeye, but unlike the others, her weapon doesn't change when using Ascension skills. As explained earlier, her base skills use her greatsword, and her Ascension skills use an even mightier version. We made this choice to deliver on the community's wish for a true female greatsword class. We hope you enjoy it. You'll see Seraph transform at times, sometimes shrouded in darkness, and other times unfurling radiant angelic wings. This duality is the heart of Seraph's ascension. When she uses Black Spirit Rage, her abilities are empowered for a set duration. In that moment, you choose between light or darkness-empowered states. You can't use both at once. Just pick one in a skill window and invest your skill points. First, let's talk about the light-empowered Sacramentum. When you select Sacramentum using or absorbing Black Spirit Rage, maximize Seraph's secret power, letting you enjoy a fast, relentless combat style that can rival Awakening Warrior. The 100% Black Spirit Rage effect lasts for 60 seconds. It's not a long window, but during that time you'll feel the burst of speed and impact. Compared to the Darkness mode, light skills have a smaller attack area, so they're better suited for people PvP, but you're not forced to use Darkness mode only for PvE. If you prefer the playstyles of a Holy Knight, Sacramentum works well in monster zones too. Just be ready, your hands will be busy in short bursts. On the other hand, if you choose Purgatum, Seraph taps into primordial energies. When she was first revealed, many of you noticed the black symbiote-like substance on her greatsword. When activated, it envelops Seraph, changing her hair and outfit, and making her sword even larger. Her skill attack area expands dramatically, and in exchange, her actions slow down and her mobility drops, but combat becomes easier and more comfortable, making it an ideal choice for PvE. To sum up, Seraph's Unshakable Will passive will lets you keep your combat rhythm without interruption. And through Black Spirit Rage or Absorption, you can call the light or the darkness to match your playstyle. We hope you'll enjoy Seraph's unique feel and action. Thank you. Okay.
Yes.
I think we're a little I thought I was actually a little bit behind.
Yeah, you're a little
so I tried to catch up when I
You
looked
caught
up.
up with the subtitles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now,
자, 우선
Also, do you think we can get the
우경덕
audio back?
실장님께서
Okay, yeah.
세라핌에 대한 소개를
Right.
해주셨고요.
and now, yeah, I think we're pretty excited. I'm pretty excited. And
지금
looks cool, right?
채팅창을 보니까 정말 많은 분들께서
And
뜨거운 반응을 보여주고 계신데요. 자, 그럼 두
For-
분께
although-
마이크를 넘겨드리겠습니다.
It's a bit weird now. We usually said Savior, now it's Seraph. So
Yeah.
let's go into what?
Thank you. Allow me to officially introduce Seraph, the 31st new class coming to Black Desert. Earlier this summer, we teased her under the codename Savior. But today, we're excited to reveal her official name, Seraph. We've all just seen her in action, and we're genuinely curious to hear what you think. We've already seen a lot of discussion in chat about Seraph's unique presentation, split between light and darkness. Let's start with the combat design. Unlike other classes, Seraph uses no unique combat resource system. You can just focus on fighting. And it's only when you use or absorb Black Spirit Rage that you make a choice. Resource systems can make a class stand out, sure, but they can also break up the flow or feel cumbersome. So for Seraph, we wanted to minimize those elements and let you focus on the combat itself. The second big focus was the action feel. When designing Seraph, our top priority was keeping that fresh feeling of a new class, while recapturing the vibe of our old classes. Veterans might know what I mean. Recently, new classes have been designed to lower the barrier of entry and reflect the preferences of long-time adventurers. So we've made them as approachable as possible. That's been great in many ways, but it also led to feedback that the thrill of all the classes, the structure and speed of their skills has been missing. With bigger skill attack areas, flashier effects and easier controls, many adventurers have said newer classes feel too mage-like. We totally get where you're coming from. So with Seraph, we wanted to break away from the trend a bit. That's why we referenced Awakening Warrior at last year's Calpheon Ball. We wanted Seraph's greatsword to shine with classic actions, including cancels and skills, all laid out in a way that feels tight and responsive. And with our Unshakable Will passive, we aim to restore the precise control and satisfying gameplay feedback in all the classes. Of course, we made sure her controls aren't too complex. We've tuned them to hit the right balance. So in short, Seraph blends the familiarity of classic classes with the freshness of something new.
Your little head.
I'm a little hat.
Yes.
I'll let the ones who catch up to himself. Me. When am I caught up?
Were you keeping up with the subtitles?
Yep, no.
We've put a lot of effort into her, so we hope all adventurers will give her a try and discover what makes her unique and fun. I've also seen a lot of questions in chat, so let me quickly clear up a few points. Seraph is a damage reduction class, just like Warrior. She has both grapple and block skills. We'll go into more detail on her lore and backstory in our next video, so stay tuned.
그리고 그 중간중간에 채팅창을 보니까 계속 궁금해하시는 분들이 많은 것 같은데 몇 개만 좀 더 말씀을 드리면
Yes. We're slightly in the future, chat.
Classic Laffy spoiling stuff once again, you know.
But
I'm not
we
letting
have one
spoil
more
it.
video actually waiting for us.
We're going in
Yeah,
on the
yeah, we're in the
lore
future.
and backstory of the class very soon.
Indeed.
Roll the footage.
Greetings, adventurers. I'm Jesse Ju, head of character and quest design here at Black Desert. It's been a while since we last connected, so it's great to be back with you all. Most of all, I'm excited to finally introduce Seraph, a class so many of you have been eagerly waiting for. You've just seen her combat in action. I hope you enjoyed the showcase. We poured our hearts into her story to help you fully immerse yourself in her journey. During development, we revisited concepts that have been shelved for years. If you visited the Holy College of Calpheon, you might remember Valkyries wielding great swords. And back during the closed beta and open beta, we considered giving Valkyries great swords, but the idea was never moved forward. That was actually our earliest concept for a female greatsword class. The very first spark that became Seraph. Now, that vision has finally become reality as a playable character. Her main outfit reflects the history, blending elements from Enslar and Valkyrie's Innocentes outfits. Our goal was to make Seraph feel fresh while fading naturally into the ranks of the Holy College of Valkyries. You might remember Margaret from Orbita in Edania earlier this year. With her, we tried something new as a story-driven as a story-driven introduction for the first class. Before she was released as a playable class, we wanted to weave her story seamlessly into the world of Black Desert so you can meet her in a more meaningful way. We wanted you to feel truly connected. We hope this approach resonated with you and that it really made an impact. Seraph was born into the prestigious House Brandt, longtime court priests of Calpheon. But one mistake changed everything. Her father vouched for a friend's debt, which eventually brought the family to ruin. Despite their best efforts to recover, her parents passed away, leaving her alone. Orphaned at a young age, she was taken in by the Church of Elion. There, she escaped the cold and hunger, but everything came at a price. Chosen for a project to create holy knights, she had to endure harsh experiments. And what fate awaited her next, you'll discover in the Savior audiobooks and in-game story quests. Her Ascension questline is fully voiced, featuring a talented cast, including the returning voices of Margaret and Lara. Every line is fully voiced, and in Edania Orbita's main quest, you'll find exclusive dialogue when playing as Seraph.
Chat no are spamming, okay? You gotta listen. If you want to play Seraph, you need to listen to the lore.
We hope you'll jump in and enjoy the journey. Today, we've explored Black Desert's 31st class, Seraph. Thank you for joining me in welcoming her. Now, the question you've all been waiting for, her release date. Seraph is available starting today on the Global Lab, and you can try her right now. Her official release is next Wednesday, starting in Korea on December 17th, with a simultaneous global launch planned. We've worked incredibly hard to bring Seraph to life, and we hope you'll love playing her. Please spend some more time with her and share your feedback with us. Thank you.
So, what did you all think? Since Wusa and Megu, we've been putting extra effort into the lore behind each new character. We know a lot of you appreciate that approach. With your feedback in mind, for Seraph, you might have noticed she'd appeared early in Edania main questline, and we've shared her backstory through various media, including her audiobooks. We've really poured our hearts into Seraph this time, so we hope you will show plenty of interest and support for her lore and the main questline. Looking at you, chat. Now, we've been keeping a close eye on your live reactions, and it's clear many of you feel a bit let down by Seraph being an Ascension character. With the new Ascension classes launching back-to-back lately, I know many of you were really looking forward to an Awakening class this time around. Honestly, no matter what I say here, it might sound like an excuse, but we just couldn't imagine Seraph wielding anything other than a greatsword. From the very beginning, our vision was clear. She's a greatsword class. Giving her a different weapon just didn't feel right. Hence, we decided to fully lean into this being her identity. And that's why we're why we designed her as an Ascension class. Right now, the best thing I can promise you is that we'll continue to manage her with care going forward. With Ascension classes offering just one playstyle, every balance patch becomes even more critical. Some of you may feel uneasy about this, so it's even more important for us to stay on top of these classes and how they perform. We'll be watching this very carefully, and we'll keep refining and polishing her right up to launch. You have a great sword. What else do you need?
Yeah. Oh wow, I really like that.
Two
keyword.
great swords.
2 great swords.
Four-handed great swords.
Four-handed great sword.
그리고 당연하겠지만 저희가 신규 키트 만들 때 완성도 퀄리티는
so much
타협하지 않고
Mhm.
있는데
Oh,
세라핌 잘
I thought I was on
잘
point with that,
준비하겠습니다.
but then in the end,
Our subtitle's a little far ahead.
yeah.
네, 그리고
Ah.
And as mentioned in the video, you'll be able to try out Seraph today in the Black Desert Global Lab after the ball ends. She'll launch on the KR server next week, December 17, and on global servers, December 18. Console Adventures, you'll get the update January 8 next year. We wanted to release it even sooner, but needed a bit more prep time. Thanks for your understanding. We've worked really hard on this, and we hope you have a cozy winter enjoying Seraph. Thank you.
이번 겨울 이 세라핌과 함께 따뜻하게 보내셨으면 좋겠습니다. 감사합니다.
And I think that wraps up the news on Seraph. You can see how passionate they are with this development on Seraph, I think, with all like the efforts they put into like the story, like the lore, like integrating with the existing
It's super
outline.
ahead.
And then, oh, they're going to show on the screen what is actually going to be shared with us today.
그럼 지금부터는 저희가 준비한 업데이트 내용을
From here
여러분께
on,
소개해드리겠습니다.
we'd like to
먼저
walk you through the updates
순서부터
we've prepared.
보여주시겠어요?
Could we get the agenda up on screen first?
네,
Thank you.
오늘 여러분께 소개할
What we're
내용들은
sharing today
검은
is a
사막을
broad look at
구성하는
Black Desert's
기존의
existing content with a
콘텐츠들을
focus on filling in the gaps
전반적으로
and
점검을
polishing
하고
what's already there.
부분을 채우고
In short,
가져오는 내용이
it's about
많습니다.
strengthening the
즉,
foundation.
내실 다지기입니다.
Many of you
현재
told us
그동안
new content is
새로운
great,
것도 있지만 기존
but please tidy up the
콘텐츠를 좀
existing stuff
정리해라라는
first.
그런
And we
여러분의
really do
의견을
agree.
저희도
Some adventures may be
공감을 하고
disappointed
있었거든요.
by the lack of new content,
새로운
but
콘텐츠가
we believe
많지
this
않아
process
아쉬운
is essential.
모험가분들도 많이 계실
If
것
Black
같습니다.
Desert is going to grow and take the
그럼에도
next step,
불구하고 앞으로
you can
저희
think of the
게임이
combat system
더
overhaul
도약하고
we did
발전하기
this summer
위해서는
as the start of
이
that.
과정들이 반드시
Today,
필요하다고
we'll
판단하고
continue
있습니다.
from there and talk about our content
지난 여름
updates.
전투 시스템을 개편하고 정리하는 것이 그 시작이었다고 봐주시면 될 것 같고요. 오늘은 그 흐름으로 콘텐츠 개선에 대해 저희가 준비한
Yeah, the
내용을
subtitles are zooming.
전달해드리겠습니다.
네,
Again, spoiled by
그리고
that.
현재 많은 분들께서
A lot of you
예단이나
have been
출시
wondering
이후에
what the
현재
state of
저희
the game
게임
is after
상황이
Adania
어떤지, 그리고
and
앞으로
where things
어떤
are headed
방향으로
from
게임이
here.
진행되는지
We might not go into
궁금하실
every
것
tiny
같은데
detail today,
오늘은
but we'd like to share the direction we have in mind for Black Desert going forward. It's honestly a bit of pressure, but we'll do our best to explain what we've prepared.
네, 내실 많이 준비했으니까 많은 응원 부탁드리겠습니다.
네, 그럼 첫 번째
Our
Shall I
first
do what's
topic
happening?
is PvE content.
콘텐츠입니다.
And we'll start with what
그중에서도
many of
우선
you
많은
are
분들이
probably most
가장
curious about.
궁금해하실 사냥터 이야기부터
Monster Zones.
시작해보겠습니다.
When we
저희가
completely
올해 여름
overhauled our
전투
combat
관련
system
시스템을 완전히
this
개편을
summer,
하면서
we also made
사냥터에도
large-scale
대대적인
changes
변화를
to monster
줬었는데요.
zones.
기존 시스템이
Some of the
가지고 있던
issues in the old
문제점이
system
해결되는
were
부분들도
resolved,
있었는데
and excitement around a new
새로운
region
지역과
and
새로운
gear
장비에 대한
meant a lot of
개선도
you
있었기에
responded positively.
많은 분들이
Let's take a look at some data
했습니다.
together.
일단 데이터를 함께 보시겠습니다.
Since July, your progression has climbed significantly.
네, 7월 이후에 무언가 여러분의 성장이
As you can see
정말
on
폭풍으로
screen chat.
올라갔습니다.
With the Sovereign sub-weapon and Edana's defense gear, average gear score has jumped up a lot. Gear scores have almost never risen this fast in Black Desert.
공방압이 이렇게 많이 오른 시기는
Even if you factor in displayed AP increases from enhancements and upgrades, these numbers alone show how many adventures have been pushing their progression.
올랐다고 해도 이 수치만 보면 정말 많은 모험가님들께서
As you can see,
성장 과정에 집중하셨다는 것을 확인할 수
From
있습니다.
April to November,
다음은
750
사냥터
was
분포도입니다.
17%, went up to 35%.
and now the monsters.
지금 현재 기준으로 보면
Next is the distribution across monster zones. When we revamped the combat system, we aim for a structure where you choose your monster zone based on your gear score.
앞선
And you can see that usage of monster zones is fairly spread out in line with that growth. There's one notable exception
다만
though.
특이한 점이 하나 있는데 저희 최근에
With the dark hunger in high demand,
소식의 수요가
Ulukita has
늘면서
become a
올라갔던
hotspot.
사냥터가
Because of
인기를
that,
끌고
we're seeing
있다는 점이죠.
adventurers who should be at higher tier monster
이런
zones
이유로 원래는
coming down to
지역에서
spend their
사냥해야
time
될
there
분들도
instead.
내려오시는 모습도 확인이 되고 있는데요.
Looking at the data, the gear score of adventures in Olvia is a bit higher than we originally intended. We saw that as an issue, so we increased the Bereka accessory drop rates in the Edania monster zones. But we still feel it's not quite enough. We'll come back to how we plan to address this a bit later. Aside from that, you could say that overall monster zones are operating roughly as envisioned. But if you ask whether this situation is good, I'd have to say no. In the end, what matters isn't the data, but how the game actually feels to you. If we look at your growth over the last 6 months, we can see you've progressed much faster than we expected. Of course, we did make some forecasts based on past data, but maybe because it's been so long since new gear was added, you've grown even faster than we anticipated. As a result, we're now in a situation where geared up adventurers have fewer monster zones to choose from. On the KR server, one of the top tier zones, Tenebraum, is being played by about 13% of all adventurers, and Zephyros by about 7%. And since many of you are still progressing, this shortage of top-tier adventurers is likely to continue. As you can see on the data.
그리고 지금도 많은 분들이 더 성장하고 계시기 때문에 최상위 모험가 분들의 사냥터 선택지가 계속 부족한 현상이
Sorry, I'm trying to
No.
slowly.
Yeah, no. I mean, we also need to try and match the subtitles as well. Okay, as we just mentioned, within the new progression structure we've built, your goals are meant to continue step by step by climbing stairs. Right now, since Edania Part 1 is where things stop, those at the top definitely have fewer clear goals to chase, and if they go to a lower monster zone, they naturally lose out. So many of you have voiced frustration about this, and we also see a lot of requests to remove the max AP limit, but the data shows many adventurers still have room to grow. On the KR server, the current average gear score for seasoned graduates is around 740. From that point on, things start to get gradually harder, and to reach the very top, your weapons need to be around Oct, and your accessories at Novel Deck, making the difficulty spike sharply. If we balanced the game right now around top-tier adventurers only, we felt we'd risk making things far too difficult for those still progressing and for new adventurers. So, to address this, we've prepared a few approaches, which are as follows.
As you can see on screen, we're looking at 3 main directions. First, adding a new monster zone for top-tier adventurers. Zephyros is already near the top of the required stats for current gear, so those requirements won't go up further. Instead, we're planning to add new loot that can only be obtained there to offer something fresh. Our goal is to give those of you who've reached the highest level of gear more fun options to choose from. Second, as mentioned earlier, we'll be strengthening benefits for existing adventurers who still need to progress. Our aim is to give as much support as we can right now, so our progression can really pick up momentum. Third, and lastly, we'll be increasing benefits for new adventurers. We'll come back to that when we introduce Olvia Academy in a little bit. For now, we'll focus on the first and second points.
Let's start by talking about top-tier monster zones. Our goal is to expand the variety of top-tier zones, and we'll begin by reworking some beloved existing zones into top-tier ones. Today, I'll introduce 2 of them, Star's End and Sakraya Underwater Ruins Abyssal. Both zones were once favorites among adventurers. Star's End stood out for its style of knocking down monsters and using down attacks. The Abyssal Zone had a dungeon-like feel, filled with ancient weapon monsters, and after the rework, these zones will require 395 AP and 460 DP, matching Zephyros. And it's not just stronger monsters. We're adding new mechanics and unique features for each zone. We've tried to give it a true top-tier feel, while keeping the down attack gameplay. When designing Edania's Part 1's monster zones, being the toughest at the time, we tried to make sure adventurers didn't face too many extra hurdles. That's why we used a low movement style with built-in breaks during combat. Many adventurers liked this, but the similar structure across zones had drawbacks. We understood this. For Star's End and Abyssal, we're giving them a distinct style from Edania, and we hope these will provide a fresh options for experienced adventurers. For now, we're preparing these 2 zones, and you might feel they're not enough, but more are in the works. We'll share details when they're ready. Now, let's discuss new regular monster zones. Since Sakraya Underwater Ruins Abyssal is getting a rework, we're also updating Sakraya Underwater Ruins Upper. This zone was known for the rich Merchant's Ring pieces, but with only 200 recommended AP, it felt underwhelming. So we've raised the recommended AP to 300 and reworked the overall structure. With the higher AP, we've boosted the ring piece drop rate, so crafting the ring's merchant ring isn't any harder than before. Next, a new... There we go. Nearly spoiled. Next, a new party zone in Edania. It's near Zephyros Castle. Designed for 3 adventurers to team up, like Dark Seeker's Retreat, it has multiple points for players to rotate through in battle. Required stats are 380 AP and 440 DP, similar to Orbita.
Oh, let's go.
Party monster zone.
Let's go.
Okay. Black Desert's mostly focuses on solo zones, and we'll continue that approach, but we know many enjoy party PvE, and we want to keep those party zones alive, okay? After Olin's Valley, there were no new ones until now. We're adding more party-based zones to give you extra monster zone choices. And speaking of party zones, last year we announced updates to Calpheon Russia Temple and Miramok Ruins with Dekia's Lantern. Today, we can finally show you these changes that were never cancelled, chat. Miramok Ruins was famous for its high EXP gain, a nostalgic spot for helping friends and guildmates. Calpheon Russia Upper has been popular during treasure events. With Dekia's Lantern, Calpheon Upper will require 370 AP and 440 DP, while Miramok will require 350 AP and 427 DP.
And you can see both of them on screen.
And there we go.
I think some of them have already seen these.
Yo, looks kind of familiar. For adventurers still growing, these zones bring more chances to team up and fight together. We hope you'll have a great time.
Yeah, our stuff is
Thanks
a
for
little
being
bit in the
patient, chat.
future. Yeah, sorry about
We
that.
appreciate
It's been a
that.
long time coming.
Yeah.
Now, let's move on to loot.
Loot!
We've been exploring ideas for top-tier zone loot, and here's our plan. Top-tier monster zones are becoming an official category in the monster zone info. It's not just a label. They'll be properly categorized. For now, the reworked Star's End and Sakraya Underwater Ruins Abyssal and the Zephyros Monster Zone will be the 3 top-tier zones. And they'll stay that way for a while. If new zones with higher stat requirements are added, the top-tier label will move to them. For example, if zones A, B, and C come out with the highest stats, the current 3 will become regular zones. And A, B, and C will be the new top tier.
Nice.
We choose the system for a clear reason. Exclusive drops will only come from top tier zones, making them truly special. Combined with the highest profits these zones offer, the exclusive drops make the loot truly worthy of the name top tier.
Oh, sounds nice.
Okay.
We also plan to add more exclusive drops in the future as needed. The first exclusive drop is Corrupt Oil of Immortality. Previously obtainable through seals or events, it's hard to craft and thus always in high demand. Now you'll be able to obtain it directly from top-tier zones. This means high-level adventurers can craft what they need and sell any extra on the central market, becoming the market's sole supplier. For the second exclusive loot, let's watch the video in probably 30 seconds.
I
Once you caught up to me.
What could it be?
최상위 모험가분들은 앞으로 본인이 필요한 것들은 직접 수급하실 수 있게 되고 또 남는 거는 통합거래소에 등록을 해서
And I wanted to make sure we said sole supplier.
Yeah.
그리고 두 번째 전용 전리품은 준비된
This is actually
영상
real
먼저
nice.
보고 설명 이어가겠습니다.
Let's have a look at the video.
Okay,
Oh, there.
it's weapon and defense gear effect die. You may recall when we introduced a feature to change your weapon's effect color. The quality wasn't up to our standards at that time, so we held it back. Still, it felt like a waste to drop the idea completely. This time, instead of letting you freely choose colors, we've selected specific ones and fine-tuned the quality for each. Currently, we have two colors ready, red and purple. These dyes can be obtained in top-tier monster zones. Red is for the sovereign weapons, and with purple works on both sovereign weapons and Adana defense gear. Adana defense gear is already red, so obviously it won't work on that. For sovereign weapons, not only does the effect change, but parts of the weapon's appearance also change. So, we think you'll love it. You can get the complete dyes directly or collect fragments to craft them yourself. Both the dye and its fragments can be traded on the central market, so you can use them or sell them as you wish. Effect dyes don't offer the full customization of the original idea, and gathering materials will take effort, but we ensure they'll be top quality. Aside from red and purple, other colors will be equally rare and introduced gradually through top-tier adventurous zones. Some more is coming, chat. We appreciate your patience. We understand. But, you know,
Yeah, at least it's
I think everyone's been waiting for this
Yeah.
for a long time.
I swear, purple, Zethian's color, and underwater,
Just give me red.
insane.
Beyond these two exclusive drops, we'll keep adding loot and improving basic rewards. We know some may feel it's still not enough. We understand, and we're working on more incentives to keep you motivated. We made big changes this summer, some of them still ongoing, and there's still room to improve. It's still a work in progress. We'll keep refining content to fill the gaps. It's important that top-level adventurers feel rewarded, but we won't make the gap impossible for others to close. For current and future content, we'll balance the fun for veterans with opportunities for those catching up, ensuring a fair and enjoyable experience for all.
정말 중요한데요. 그렇다고 뒤에서 따라오시는 분들이 감당 못할 만큼 또 격차가 벌어지는 거는 원하지 않는 모습이기도 합니다. 그래서 지금 장비나 컨텐츠는 물론이고 앞으로 추가될 성장 요소들도 상위권의 재미와 후발주자들의 부담 이 두 가지를 균형 있게 보면서
I think he's explaining it
나가도록
very
하겠습니다.
long. In depth, you know, added in a few words here and there.
Okay. This time, we want to talk about what we've prepared for adventurers still gearing up.
Okay.
Technically, these benefits are available to all adventurers, but we felt they'd mean the most to those still progressing. So we decided to frame it
첫
that way.
번째는 성장 단계에 따른
First,
목표형
we're upgrading
보상
goal-based rewards along your progression
예전에
path.
흑정령 의뢰로 공격력과
Previously,
방어력 목표
Blacksmith Quest
달성하면
rewarded you
보상을
for
드리던
reaching
그런
certain
시스템이
AP
있었는데요.
and DP targets.
지금은 많이 희미해졌지만
It's faded into the background now, but early on in your journey, it was actually a pretty strong motivator.
성취의 감성을
Interesting.
좀 다시
So we wanted to
설정하는
bring that
생각으로
sense of
준비한
achievement
내용입니다.
back with what we're planning.
원래는 공방합을
We
기준으로
did consider
보상을
basing these
드리는
rewards
고려를
on
했었는데요.
gear score,
현재 상황에서는
but in the
좀
current
공격력이
environment,
우선이라는
AP
생각이
clearly
들어서
comes first.
이번에는 방어력을
So this
제외하고
time,
일단은
we've left
공격력
DP
달성
out
기준으로
and created challenges
특별
that
도전
unlock
과제를
based on
구성했습니다.
AP milestones.
Oh
네,
boy.
화면에서
As you can
보시는
see on
것처럼
screen,
앞으로
from 340 AP
공격력
up to
385까지
385, every 2 to 3 AP you gain, you will earn one choose your rare hammer box
You asked for hammers. You shall
for
receive the
a
hammers.
total of 20 boxes. From these boxes you can choose between an ancient hammer or primordial hammer, whichever you need, and use them in a way that fits your current progression. And for those who don't need hammers, we've added 1000 cronstones as an option as well. We also considered easing ancient anvil stacks instead of giving hammers. But right now, Sovereign and Karazad are still very much endgame, and many of you who have already fought through those tough enhancement levels. So rather than suddenly undercutting their value, we decided to simply give you more chances instead. And yes, starting at 340 AP might feel a bit high, so we're also preparing separate support for those below that. Please think of these challenges as aimed at adventurers who are really feeling the mid to late game progression curve. All adventurers will be able to claim these rewards, and if you've already met all the AP requirements, you can grab them all at once. Of course, even with all this in place, progression can still feel tight and demanding. So please view this reward boost as just the first step, and we'll keep working to ease progression going forward.
That sounds
Nice.
all good to me.
We're going to see
20
some
hammers?
spoilers on the
I
thing,
was
Big
just in time with the subtitle.
Next, for our second point, you'll also be able to earn cronstones directly through certain types of content. Right now, the Pit of the Undying is basically the only real source of cronstones. Looking at the numbers, about 18% of adventurers are consistently playing Pit of the Undying. Being able to play playing it casually and still stock up on crons felt meaningful to us. So, we want to slowly extend that flow across more content. First, Dark Rifts, which many of you have already run, will now also award cronstones. Their loot boxes will be fully updated to match the current environment. And on top of that, each Dark Rift boss will grant 100 cronstones. So, roughly 600 every 5 days. Next, Ataraxian boss clears will also reward cronstones. If you defeat the bosses in all 4 biomes, you'll receive 500 cronstones. Some of you might wonder, Ataraxian is harder than Pit of the Undying, so why are the cronstones fewer? The reason is that the base rewards are already quite different. So, we hope you'll understand this wasn't balanced on cronstones alone. With these changes, if you clear Pit of the Undying, Dark Rifts, and Ataraxian, you'll be able to secure a total of 1,600 cronstones per week, just from content rewards. But seen this way, it might feel like we're just adding more to your routine. So, for Ataraxian, we'll be changing how weekly clears work. Right now, you can get the weekly reward twice, but going forward, you'll only need to clear Va, Seeker, Yolu, and Ors once a week each. And we'll combine the 2 rewards and boost them to fit the current environment. We also want to streamline Ataraxian's difficulty settings. Right now, it's split into 3 tiers: Season, Normal, and Olvia. But data shows that outside of Olvia, almost no one is running the others. So we felt they were only adding confusion. We'll be removing all but the Olvia difficulty. But we'll drop the Olvia label and simply call it Normal. In short, everything will be unified into a single difficulty. Along with that, the matchmaking system for the former normal difficulty will also be removed, so please keep that in mind. Cronstones are an extremely important resource for growth. Of course, even with everything we've just outlined, these new additions won't suddenly change everything overnight. But, as they say, getting started is half the battle. So we want to start here. Then, as we watch things play out, if more is needed, we'll make gradual step-by-step adjustments over time. Next, I'd like to talk about world boss updates. Right now, up to 4 world bosses can spawn at once, which we feel is a bit too much. For Morning Light bosses, since you only need to beat them once a week, participation tends to drop as we get close to reset. To address this, we're adjusting both the spawn frequency and reward structure for world bosses. First, if you look at the new schedule, you'll see that going forward, a maximum of 2 world bosses will spawn per time slot. In exchange, we're increasing the rewards and raising the spawn rate for awakening bosses like Bloodstorm Nuva and Stormbringer Kuranda. For the schedule, we've based it on past boss subjugation data and boss popularity, but we understand that the actual experience may feel different. That's why we'll keep tweaking the schedule after release until it lands in a good place. We're also removing the weekly quest system for Morning Light bosses. Now you'll get rewards every time you defeat them, like other bosses. However, Garmoth will still use the existing system, so please keep that in mind.
Now we'd like to move on to our next topic. We'll just be talking about monster zones. So we thought it would be good to cover a few related points. First, there are the campsite buffs you use on PvE. And going forward, we'd like to make these like Blessing of Mystic Beast into scrolls you can buy and use whenever you want. Right now, the church buffs are split into 3 types, which has made them a hassle to manage every time, so we're merging them into a single buff called Blessing of Adventure. Valor, Protection and Growth will be combined into one buff, and the price will stay the same as a single buff is now. You can use Blessing of Adventure right away or buy it as a scroll and hold it on for later. Next is a buff many of you use all the time, the item drop rate buff, Adventure's Luck. Because each is useful in different situations, we'll keep all 5 types, but from now on you'll be able to buy and store all of them as scrolls as well. There are also some changes coming to Villa buffs. First, the now less useful skill and XP buffs will be merged into body enhancement. And you'll be able to buy a scroll with the Turning Gates or body enhancement buff. Keep in mind that purchasing and activating a Villa scroll is only possible while the Secret Book of Old Moon is active. With these changes, getting ready for PvE should become much easier. Streamlining these buffs is something so many of you have asked for, so we're happy to finally be able to share them with you.
Even so, once this patch goes live, preparing for PvE will be much simpler, and with more scrolls in play. We felt the Fairy's Continuous Care auto-use limit might start to feel too low. So with this update, we'll be increasing the maximum number of Continuous Care. In the September patch, we only adjusted level 5 version, but this time we'll increase Continuous Care at every level. So we hope you'll use it well with the buffs we just covered.
Next, you'll be able to convert primordial blackstones directly into failstacks. The system will let you exchange primordial blackstones into failstacks, and at a maximum exchange of 200 failstacks, you'll need 170 primordial blackstones. As we mentioned earlier, with all the new gear added, many of you are really feeling short on failstacks. So we hope this will be a useful option for you, and we're also preparing other ways to gain failstacks, and we'll talk about those a little later.
And for the very last point, there's the Loot Report feature currently available on the Global Lab, and we're planning to bring this to the live servers as well. There's nothing special you need to do to use it. From now on, when you enter a monster zone in the Marnie's realm, the Loot Report feature will activate automatically. The Loot Report, as you see here, shows how long you've been in a monster zone, and at a glance, how much loot you've earned there. On the Global Lab, you could only use it as a one-off, but on the live servers, each record will show which character you used, along with their gear score. And you can see the full results for the entire session, since every session is saved with date and time, so you'll be able to compare them as your gameplay and progression change, and check just how much you've improved. We hope you'll enjoy using it as a fun tool.
Oh, let's go.
I know a lot of people have been looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Next.
Oh, now let's really move on to the next big announcement. This is the very news many of you have been waiting for: the Alchemy Stone system rework. We ended up postponing the schedule for the rework after it was introduced after the last Heidel Ball. First, we'd like to sincerely apologize for the delay. At the time of the announcement, we thought we were reasonably prepared, but as we actually prepared for the update, we realized we couldn't ignore the impact on Vel's heart, as stones of splendid grade and above were already extremely difficult to obtain. Not having displayed AP felt awkward and not as rewarding. With this rework, alchemy stones of resplendent grade or higher can be used after combining it with Vel's heart. As you can see here, when you combine a resplendent alchemy stone of destruction with Vel's heart, the displayed AP effect from Vel's heart is retained, while the usage effect changes to the ones from the alchemy stone. It can still be upgraded after the two have been combined.
The overall direction of the Alchemy Stone rework remains the same as what we announced this summer, but there's one change. When attempting Alchemy Stone growth, the difficulty is already high, especially for shining Alchemy Stones. Even if we were to add Ancient Anvil Pity and level protection, we plan to maintain the difficulty to some extent. Still, if such systems were added, as long as you have the silver, we plan to make it possible to obtain high-grade alchemy stones. We wanted to minimize it as much as possible for those who've already overcome the extreme level of difficulty and have obtained such high-grade alchemy stones. With that being said, the supply of materials needed for growth will have a limit periodically, in similar format to Dana's defense gear. It may feel like an inconvenience to some of you, but we wish to respect those adventurers who have already completed theirs. You can get a set amount of core materials required for growth from subjugating the Dark Rift bosses.
Alright, let's move on to our next piece of content. The rework of Altar of Blood, which many of you surely remember had a previous ball. We promised to bring this content back, and today we're finally ready to present it to you. Let me give a quick rundown for those unfamiliar with it. It's a defense-style co-op mode, where 3 players join forces to protect the relic in the center. It combines hack-and-slash combat and with defense mechanics. Some loved the thrill, while others found it stressful, because failing meant starting over again. Its fixed difficulty and relatively modest rewards were also common points of feedback. That said, the rules are clear, and the mode allows for plenty of unique mechanics and strategic play, making it well worth a rework.
Let's start with the basic rules of the updated Altar of Blood. The core system is still the same. 3 people defend the relic, and if its durability drops to 0, you fail. Clear stage, and you'll automatically move on to the next. And the recommended AP for the first stage is set to 300. Since this is a defense challenge, you won't take many hits outside of boss fights, so we decided that it doesn't require high DP. Starting from 300 AP at stage 1, the recommended AP increases by 5 with each stage. So clearing stage 10 would require roughly 350 AP. Of course, it's not all about raw attack power. The closer the 3 of you cooperate and the more accurately you carry out the strategy, the higher the stages you can take on. For this rework, we're preparing a total of 30 stages. Let me briefly explain how the reward system works. You'll receive a weekly reward plus another reward. based on the highest stage you reach that week. For example, if you clear stage 15, you'll receive the reward for stage 15. And there's one important change. Any stage you've already cleared can be replayed at any time. This means you can help friends or guild members with lower stats progress through the content without any restrictions. Currently in the game, the deposed Crown Prince on hard difficulty is the highest difficulty co-op content. While some may find it difficult, there are certainly adventurers who enjoy this kind of trial. That's why we're designing it to be a worthy goal for them to pursue. Difficulty will be selectable, allowing you to tailor the experience to your playstyle. Earlier today, I mentioned content where you can obtain fail stacks. In the renewed Altar of Blood, fail stacks and Dark Hunger will be the main loot. We've kept stack rewards at a reasonable level so they don't feel mandatory, removing any pressure and letting you enjoy the mode at your own pace. We're committed to making sure it's both fun and well designed.
So, wow, that's quite a lot of news, guys. Since we've gone from Seraph to Monster Zones PV, and we're spent an hour on that alone, actually, so far.
And the long-awaited Altar of Blood is back?
Yeah, Altar of Blood. So it seems that we're going to be taking a quick break to hand out gifts to adventurers.
Oh, what's our first gift?
What's our first gift?
We'll find out.
Let's find out. There's a lot of info, but there should be a lot of rewards, right? Right?
Codes?
Codes?
Question mark?
Question mark?
Pause. Codes?
Uh-oh. They prepared a surprise gift. Wansu is going to be revealing it.
Wansu?
Get ready.
What are we cooking?
Waiting. Pause. Let's see.
Well, since this is basically a long tour of all of our updates, we thought a little mid-event reward would be nice.
Mid-event.
First up, you'll get 5,000 Kronstones and an Advice of Voss plus 250.
And so it begins.
Let's go.
And thus it
This is just a mid-event reward, chat. Very mid.
There's more. He says this is...
why are you spamming L when this is just the beginning?
And we'll be sharing the coupon code at the end.
We can also just
with everything
not
else.
give more.
We could just take them away.
Yeah.
But yes, they're promising more, everyone. Because we really... your support means a lot to us, everyone.
They forgot about the 20 hammers that we just talked about
true,
before. And now they're like, they don't exist, Enliv.
Our host is mentioning how we are reading the live chat. And we are reacting to you guys.
Yeah, of course.
I saw someone posting solo content being left behind.
Our next
chat,
topic
you know what to do.
is PvP. So let's get ready to Wansu.
Oh, PvP? Okay.
We're getting to PvP.
Go Wansu.
All right. This time, our main topic is PvP content. I can already see everyone sharing all kinds of thoughts about it in chat.
Yep, I see them right now.
So let's go through things one by one together. I see a lot of talk in chat about balance right now. So before we get into Node Wars, let me touch on balance for a moment. Am I skipping ahead?
You're one, son. It's fine.
Right now, our biggest concern is DP. So let's look at that first. For example, there are cases where you don't get one combo, but you can still one combo your opponent. In Guild League, DP heavy builds can really kill the fun. In Node and Conquest Wars, those same tanky builds just run around deleting annexes. Sometimes, even with top tier AP, it's hard to break through a DP build. We know very well that these are all things you see as real problems too. So we're digging into why this is happening and looking at several ways to fix it. To explain the situation briefly, right now, depending on your displayed AP and DP, you get extra bonus stats. But once you pass certain values, those bonus gains drop off sharply. From there, your displayed AP and DP become a lot less efficient, and when that curve overlaps with the AP and DP you get from Dawn crystals, DP heavy builds hit breakpoints where they become too strong.
Yeah, I see a lot of agreement on chat about this.
We're using this
Chat
analysis as the basis for how we approach the current issues. We'll nail this down as quickly as we can and first share it on the global lab before rolling out the changes.
Yeah, I see a lot of agreement in that.
The DP rock meta has been...
Yeah, we're
We're
aware.
we're addressing
We
it.
are aware. We are looking into it.
So this is like the start, and yeah, all the full details will be on the global lab, but the kind of logic is that, hey, the crystals and the kind of synergy there
Yeah, yeah.
is the initiative we want to look at.
Yeah, keep your eye out, chat. We'll keep looking at your feedback on that as well. Thank you for the patience as always. Okay, so then continuing on, let's move straight into Node Wars. First, if we look at how you're enjoying Node Wars in each region right now, you can see, just like on this slide, that the way Node Wars play out differs quite a bit by region.
Yeah, you can see how there's
Yeah.
a lot of occupation,
While-
construction in our
Yeah.
NAEU and not so much in.
While there are some differences across regions, adventurers seem to be truly enjoying both modes we've implemented. In Korea specifically, Node War participation has been steadily declining. There are a lot of reasons for that, but overall, the experience itself, especially motivation, needs work. So we're planning 3 main improvements for Node Wars. First, we'll refresh combat flow by adding new Node War regions. Second, improving the rules and overall convenience. And third, strengthening the rewards.
Alright, let me go through these one by one. First, we're adding new territories to Node War. Those will be Ulukita and Edania. Both regions have distinct atmosphere and the vistas alone are beautiful. So we think they'll give you a fresh feeling in Node Wars. If we followed the original order after Kamasilvia, it'd be Odolita or Drigan and then Mountain of Eternal Winter. But when we actually tested them ourselves, we found them too much rough terrain and too many obstacles, which made it hard to have smooth, large-scale Node Wars there. So for now, we've chosen Ulukita and Edania as the territories that feel the most suitable for Node Wars. When you look at Ulukita's terrain, the first impression you get is how wide and open it feels. And because the land is mostly fairly flat, it's a great fit for large-scale battles. In Edania, from Etherion and Nymphomare to Orbita, Tenebraum and Zephyros, each area has its own identity, built around a central castle, so you'll be able to enjoy a different kind of battlefield. Since Edania is the top-tier region, we also wanted it to feel unlimited as a true battleground for the very top guilds. With these 2 regions added, Tier 1 Node Wars will now be held in Balenos and Serendia, Tier 2 in Valencia and Ulukita, and Tier 3 in Calpheon and Edania. Tier 1 will stay fixed for the time being, while Tier 2 and 3 will rotate over time on a regular schedule. If you're sad to see Medaya and Kamasilvia go for now, please know that we'll try to keep the choices of regions flexible so we can respond to the situation as we go.
I think some people are happy about no Kama.
I'm happy about no Medaya.
And Medea as well, it seems. Okay, next are the rule changes starting with Occupation mode. For Occupation, our focus was on reducing situations where fights naturally end up being very passive. Right now, if 5 or more guilds or alliances apply for a Node War, the territory is split into 2 or 3 battlefields. The idea was that this would sometimes give you clean 1v1 matchups for those really intense head-to-head fights. But Occupation mode is supposed to be about multiple guilds crashing together and making bigger, broader plays. So, we heard a lot of feedback that pure 1v1s felt like a waste. So we're changing the split condition from 5 to 6 or more guilds to 5 or 6 or more guilds, sorry. If 5 guilds join, you'll all fight in a single territory, and at 6 or more, at least 3 guilds will be matched into each Node War. That should make it easier for more guilds to join the same fight. Also, whenever only one fort is left standing, that fort will now automatically become a question mark. Right now, if the last remaining fort is a timed node, people just sit there holding the fort around 10% HP until the last 1 to 2 minutes. That really kills the excitement. So going forward, if the last remaining fort is a timed with more than 10 minutes left, it will automatically be converted into a question mark. In construction mode, the condition to get your participation opportunity back is surviving 10 minutes with your fort intact, while reaching a total of at least 100 combined kills and deaths. We have removed the survive 10 minutes part to match the new rule set. So once you reach the required kills and deaths, you get participation opportunity back. Last, for construction mode, the duration of Node Wars will be adjusted from 1 to 2 hours. Since Node Wars are content you can do almost every day, we worried that longer battles would add too much fatigue. But construction mode doesn't have a fixed end time and can end quickly or drag on depending on strategy. So we felt it needed a longer time window. This is something adventurers mainly enjoy construction mode have been consistently asking for us for, and we're happy to finally bring it into this game. It's a bit late, we know, but thank you to everyone who kept sharing feedback. Just to be clear, the 2-hour duration only applies to construction mode, while occupation mode will stay at 1 hour, as it is now. And even with the 2-hour construction mode, the rewards will not be increased. They'll be the same as the 1-hour occupation mode rewards. Besides these big rule changes, we've also got some smaller QoL tweaks. First, pings placed on the world map. In the future, your Alliance members will be able to see them too. The ping system as a whole needs more work, but we wanted to fix the worst pain point first. In restricted Node Wars, there's also an issue with the injury system. Damage was being taken from your max HP, instead from the capped HP. We're changing it so injuries used capped HP as intended. You'll also be able to pick which guild elephant you take out, and use guild rally skills even in the desert. When placing traps, before your character starts the animation, you'll now see if that spot is valid or not. Chat system messages about guild and alliance actions will also be expanded. For example, kills with the flame towers or Hwatchers, or hits and destroys on forts and annexes with cannons will each have their own message for those cannoneers and Hwatcher gunners. That's so funny, it would be hilarious. You'll also see alerts when construction starts and finishes for each annex building. So it'll be much easier to see what more of your guild members are doing. And like in Guild League, where you get killstreak notices, we'll add killstreak notifications to Node and Conquest Wars too. Finally, the third pillar is improving rewards. First, we're raising the base rewards for winning Node Wars. On top of that, there's an honor reward, the Resplendent Medal of Honor. This item was meant for adventurers who play the content regularly, so they could trade it in for various useful items. Right now, though it's really not doing the job, so we're completely reworking the system at this time. Let me first show you the new exchange list. It's split into one-time family exchanges and weekly resets, plus items you can trade for any time. With items like the Secret Scroll of Pure Equilibrium, 350 fail stacks can be obtained once per family through these trades. The weekly reset list is also filled with everyday essentials. We've also added new titles tied to Node War roles, like Cannon Operators, to give you more variety. Of course, you probably won't wear them during actual Node Wars, but you can equip them as a funny fake title, or show them off when your guild gathers. One thing to note about the list we've showed is that it won't be available for your existing medals. You'll only be able to use medals issued after this update. There are simply too many medals already in circulation. So, for fairness, we had to make this call, and we hope you understand that. In return, we'll manage the system much more tightly. The Medal of Honor exchange list will reset once every year, and at each reset, new items will be added to the lineup. These medals are used not only in Node Conquest Wars, but also in War of the Roses, so we'll manage them carefully. And one more thing about the old medals. You could exchange them for secret book guild tactics. We're going to retire those with this update. They were originally added as one way to encourage node war participation, but now they're a barrier, so we'll remove the guild tactic system itself and clear out all the related personal skills as well. Going forward, we'll focus more on class, core, power and balance. That's it for the reward changes. Of course, rewards do need to keep going up over time, but we want to focus even more on how the content actually feels to play. For Node Wars, we see that experience in two ways. First is the overall feeling for adventurers who are out there participating. Second is what it feels like for the people leading each guild or alliance and preparing for Node Wars. We believe guild and alliance leaders who've been planning and preparing Node Wars and sacrificing behind the scenes are people we need to support much more. So, we want every guild member to join Node Wars with clear goals and add systems that help you encourage each other. As a first step, we've reworked the Node War results screen. Right now, that screen mainly just shows win or loss, KD, and simple count of structures destroyed. With so little information after the war, it's hard to even know what to talk about. In Guild League, a lot of data is saved, so there's plenty to review and give feedback on. We want the Node War results screen to move in the same direction. As each of you carries out your role, our goal is to capture as much of that as we can.
Sounds really interesting.
Am I ahead?
Talking point, yeah.
Okay. With richer information like this, you'll be able to share feedback after the war and build let's do it even better next time kind of mood, which we think will really help. Of course, these stats alone may not become a perfect tool for guild masters or shot callers, but having solid basic data is what lets everyone move forward together. So we'll keep adding more useful stats that all Node War participants can enjoy. And above all, for our guild officers who always work so hard, we'll keep looking at additional ways to reward them.
Yeah, it's like sometimes, hey, there isn't anything to talk about after the war. And it's just like,
yeah,
actually,
I mean, I wonder what kind of stats will be there.
Yeah.
Some people will be farming some stats.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh no.
Upper management are going to know about my my lack of damage.
Didn't meet the KPI.
This cannoneer has hit 0 targets.
And I think we're actually going to get Conquest.
Next up, we have Conquest War updates. Currently, offensive guilds face a major challenge. It's nearly impossible for a small group to successfully siege a castle. To overcome this, guilds have been forming alliances just to stand a chance. On the other hand, defenders now regularly face overwhelming numbers, making it extremely tough to hold the line. While we've tried various patches to address this imbalance, it hasn't been enough to really fix this issue. As a result, we've seen a rise in defenders giving up early, and in some regions, Conquest Wars aren't happening at all. Since Conquest War is a core PvP content alongside Node Wars, we sincerely apologize for letting the state drag on for so long. So we're completely overhauling the rules from the ground up. First, let me outline our direction for improving Conquest Wars. For attackers, we want to minimize the hassle of having to constantly form alliances. For defenders, we're aiming to make the defensive process more engaging. So even if you lose, your efforts still feel meaningful. Here's a quick rundown of the new rules. Conquest War now ends immediately once the defending command post is destroyed. The guild with the highest conquest score becomes the new lord at the end. All other participating guilds will receive tiered rewards based on their scores. This means attackers will no longer have to worry about endless fights after the command post has been destroyed, and more guilds can participate without fearing total defeat. Simply joining the fight and doing your best will earn you rewards for your performance. Defenders will aim to hold out as long as possible, while attackers will race to destroy the command post as quickly as they can.
싸우기만 하면 점수에 따라 보상을 받아갈 수 있게 되니까요. 앞으로 수성 길드는 최대한 오래 끌면서 수비하는 것이 목표가 될
I think
것입니다.
we're still
또 반대로
attacking.
공성 길드는 또 최대한 빨리
Let him
수성
finish,
길드
chat.
지소를
Let him
파괴하는
finish.
것이 목표가 되도록 이렇게
Let's move on to the next
구축을
update.
하려고
Let's have a look at the video.
다음 소식은 영상으로
Mhm.
보여드리겠습니다. 네, 이제 앞으로 수성 측은
Defenders
건물에 설치
will now
가능한
be able to install annex buildings anywhere within the castle, not just within a certain radius of the command post. Previously, this made defenses extremely vulnerable to cannons and other siege weapons. With the new system, you'll be able to place structures strategically wherever you want. For example, you can hide recovery centers away from cannon fire and shield them with flame towers. The watchers can now be set up on outer walls for stronger defenses. We're also planning to increase the number of siege weapons you can deploy. You'll be able to summon trolls, ogres, cannons, and even Doomcaller inside as well. Our goal is to make defending feel less helpless, so even when you're outnumbered, you'll have every tool at your disposal to fight until the very end, embodying the true spirit of defense. We're also adding a new universal reward to Conquest Wars, separate from win and loss rewards. This additional reward will be granted based on how long the war lasts. The longer the defender holds out, the more universal rewards they'll earn. Attackers, meanwhile, get more by destroying the command post quickly. For each side, doing what they're supposed to do will lead to greater rewards. If defenders succeed, they'll get all the universal rewards, plus the victory reward. If attackers succeed, defenders earn universal reward based on their defense time, while attackers split the reward based on the number of participating guilds. In short, rewards will now be distributed according to both the duration and intensity of the conquest, giving everyone a fair shot at earning something for their efforts. With these changes, the focus shifts even more towards siege battles. There may be some not so positive feedback regarding this shift. While Conquest Wars currently takes place in Calpheon, Medaya, and Valencia, Calpheon will find itself temporarily removed from Conquest. Instead, we're introducing Balenos and Serendia as new Conquest territories. I think I'm slightly ahead.
Hey, there you go.
Calpheon's layout is currently not well suited for siege battles, so we're temporarily excluding it. Going forward, siege-focused conquest will only take place in Medaya and Valencia. Balenos and Serendia, on the other hand, will follow the original free-for-all occupation rules, not siege mechanics.
Yeah.
This means you can choose the type of war you enjoy, whether it's siege or field conquest. Now, let's
Get ready.
have a look at the rewards.
We're not quite there yet.
I think we're still looking. Balenos Serendia is going to be free for all.
Yeah. So
Medaya
usual
and
rules.
Valencia is going to be the sieges.
And then a siege is actually going to be more like a siege.
It matters how quickly you win. Now let's talk about rewards. Currently, conquest buffs are applied based on territory you control. Moving forward, occupation buffs will be distributed across all regions, not just the occupied territory. Unlimited Conquest Wars will grant an item drop rate plus 50% buff for all territories, while Balenos and Serendia Conquest Wars will grant a 20% buff. The family buff benefit, previously exclusive to Node Wars, will be awarded as well. Regardless of territory, everyone will receive the highest available buff, the unlimited Node War buff. To summarize, Medaya and Valencia will be dedicated siege battlegrounds with better tools and rewards for defenders to prevent one-sided defeats. Universal rewards will be based on war duration and guild performance. Siege-focused Conquest Wars will be held in Medaya and Valencia only, while Balenos and Strandia will offer classic occupation-style Conquest Wars, for those who prefer that mode. Item drop rate buffs and family buffs from Unlimited Node Wars will be upgraded and applied more widely as part of Conquest rewards. We know there may still be areas to improve, but we're committed to building a system that's fun and rewarding for everyone.
Well, next, let's move on to the Red Battlefield. The Red Battlefield is one of the oldest PvP modes maintained since the early days of Black Desert. When it first launched, there was only the Castle Ruins map, and the rules were simple: defeat opponents to steal their points. Even so, it was incredibly fun back then. It felt like a pure PvP playground. We believe that the Red Battlefield should keep that spirit. However, participation has declined over time, and many adventurers have voiced disappointment. One common request has been better rewards, and honestly, that's fair. We've improved rewards several times already, but here's the challenge. The Red Battlefield is meant to be casual, something you can join without pressure. If rewards get too high, it could turn into a win-at-all-costs competition. That would require more rules and restrictions to prevent abuse. So until now, we've kept rewards modest. This time, we want to improve the environment without losing the original intent. First, we're updating the matchmaking system. Currently, adventurers must manually choose a Red Battlefield channel and start the matchmaking. This spreads adventurers across channels and reduces matchmaking efficiency. Multiple channels were meant to help guilds play separately, but now they cause delays. Going forward, channel selection will be removed. Like Arena of Solare, you'll simply queue up and enter automatically once enough players join. Rewards will also be improved, but first, we'll introduce minimum participation requirements. If some join only for rewards and leave early, it ruins the fun for others. So, rewards will require meeting certain criteria such as kills, deaths, damage dealt, damage taken, and in Valencia City, occupation contribution. We'll share full details before launch. If these changes work well, we'll add 2 new reward types: honor rewards and long-term rewards. Honor rewards will be tied to a new ranking system. The current ranking system is outdated and not very meaningful. Since you use your own gear in Red Battlefield, some adventurers go all out with the buffs to win. We want to honor those efforts with special recognition and rewards. Long-term rewards will work like the cumulative challenge that was first introduced in Arena of Solare, offering rewards for cumulative victories over time. They're designed to reward adventurers who regularly enjoy the Red Battlefield. But please note, these additions will come gradually, once the new system is stable.
That sounds exciting.
So yeah, so once we find out that it's at the point that we like, that's when we can actually get the rewards in, right? So people don't just go in, dip out, yoink the rewards.
And we're also making sure people get to play RBF when they
Yeah,
want to
exactly.
play RBF.
Yeah. Yeah. We understand people obviously really want this, though. So we appreciate your patience.
Now, let's move on to Arena of Solare improvements.
Okay.
First, point distribution will change. All ranks will earn similar points for a win. The points lost for a defeat will vary by rank. This means you can progress steadily by playing often, even if you're not highly skilled. However, higher ranks will require a win rate above 50%, so only skilled adventurers can maintain top ranks. This change aims to reduce the stress of losing and make Arena of Solare more approachable and fun. But if we only do this, there's a concern that some adventurers could reach high ranks simply by playing many matches without focus on skill, which could hurt the gameplay experience for others. To prevent that, we're adding an MMR system. This MMR system will give you huge bonuses for placement matches or winning and losing streaks to quickly help you find your true rank. Using Arena of Solare last season's win and loss data, we ran simulations with the new scoring rules. In the last season, most adventurers stayed near the starting score of 700, with far fewer reaching the higher ranks, as you can see on the screen. You could see climbing ranks was difficult. With the new system, ranks are spread more evenly, but there's still only a few at the very top. Our goal isn't to let everyone reach the top by playing endlessly, but to make the content more approachable and enjoyable.
Ah, so this is after.
Is after. I'm letting the ones who catch up to me. As you can see, this is the new and old overlaid onto each other.
Yeah.
The MVP and ace selection formula will also change. You've probably had those moments, pulling off a near hard carry, yet still not getting MVP. Damage dealt will now count toward MVP and ace, making the process fairer. I think you're not MVP. We've also added a HUD to better track allies in matches. If any ally is hit with a CC, their direction and status will appear on your screen so you can respond quickly. Additionally, some adventurers have shared feedback about voice chat. Before, you had to turn it on manually when you joined. Now, voice chat will be on by default, but your mic will stay off, unless you switch it on yourself. So you'll be able to listen by default. We understand this might be inconvenient for some, but we'll try out the season and make changes if needed. All these improvements will be ready for the upcoming Arena of Solare season.
That's nice though, so they automatically can just listen in. You're there like trying to get them in chat like, just listen please, I beg.
It's always annoying joining into a match and then you have someone that doesn't join voice and you can't talk to them.
Or forgets too,
yeah. So that's nice, that's nice. We like that a lot.
Definitely.
Okay.
Now Roar the Roses.
Okay, next up, let's talk about War of the Roses. First, I'd like to share an update on where things stand. As you know, War of the Roses is a large-scale content mode where the leading guild teams up with a third legion for an all-out showdown. Because of its scale, the leading guild shoulders a lot of the burden. Just as many of you have pointed out, there's a ton of prep work before the war even begins. And once it starts, the leading guild has to coordinate strategies all over the battlefield. In practice, this means they end up handling all the tough tasks and are often don't get to actually enjoy the fight. As a result, sometimes War of the Roses barely takes place or doesn't happen at all. Clearly, there's a lot that needs to be improved. And today, I'll cover some immediate changes we can make. And for the areas that still need work, we'll share more details once we're ready. First, we want to make the battlefield more focused by scaling it down. If you look at the current War of the Roses heat map, you'll see the most of the fighting happens in the central and lower portions, while the upper part sees almost no action. Still, because capturing the Sanctum is necessary, the leading guild often has to sacrifice themselves to push up top, sometimes even running PvE builds just for that purpose. Going forward, we plan to remove the uppermost portion from the War of the Roses. The goal here is to reduce the distractions and help everyone focus more on combat. Second, we're making adjustments to overall balance. One of the biggest factors currently deciding victory is the Spirit's Blessing effect, especially the monster damage reduction, which is just too strong. The side that gets this effect ends up with a massive advantage, so we're going to cut the core monster damage reduction effects in half. This way, it's still valuable, but not overwhelmingly so. We did consider removing the effect entirely, but when both sides are deadlocked and the fight drags on, we feel there still needs to be something to break the stalemate. Instead, the Spirit's Altar will now appear 45 minutes after War of the Roses starts, instead of 15 minutes in. This should make its role much clearer. As adventurers' stats have increased, we're seeing more situations where adventurers rush the castle and attack the commander right away. That's not how we intended things to play out. So we're adding a new protective effect to the commander. This protection will only be removed when your faction captures the first sanctum S1 or N1. Think of this as a basic rule to keep the core victory conditions intact. Third, we want to reduce the burden of the leading guild, the main issue filling the 100-member roster by themselves, which is a huge ask. So, if you don't have enough members, you'll be able to fill those spots with the 3rd Legion. Before the War of the Roses begins, the leading guild can now set how many members they'll bring, and any remaining slots will be filled by the 3rd Legion. For example, if your guild brings 70 members, the 3rd Legion will provide the other 30, making their ranks 230 strong. We also know there's a lot of prep work before the war. To help with that, Team Chat will now activate at 3 p.m. as soon as the participation is confirmed instead of 6 p.m. This gives you more time for briefings and role assignments, earlier via Team Chat. Additionally, leading guilds often don't have enough info on the 3rd Legion members. To address this, you'll now be able to see each adventurer's affiliated guild in the 3rd Legion list. Finally, let's talk rewards. Currently, the main rewards for War of the Roses are Silver and Traces of Thunderbolt, a key material for Voltarion. We're significantly boosting the rewards for the leading guild's victory, and the 3rd Legion members will earn more Traces of Thunderbolts as well. We're also adjusting the value of Resplendent Medal of Honor to match these changes. Overall, we want everyone who participates to feel like it was a rewarding experience. Of course, there's still a lot more work to be done on War of the Roses, and frankly, we haven't given it the attention it deserves. But today's changes are just the beginning. We'll continue to fine-tune the content and share more improvements as we go. That wraps up our PvP updates for today.
Wow, that's a lot of topics. We've covered everything.
That's a lot. Yeah.
We've gone from Node Wars, Conquest Wars,
Yeah.
All sorts of
RVF.
To the reduce.
Solare.
Yeah, regarding the actual contents, yeah, for sure, yeah.
But I think since we've gone PvE, then we get reward. PvP, then
Oh, are you saying, Nox, that there could be a possibility for additional codes right now?
I don't think chat wants more rewards.
Oh, they don't want
Earlier
them
they
all.
were
Actually,
spamming
true.
L.
They were spamming L. They don't want any more.
Yeah.
Sorry, chat, you're not going to be
No
able to
more
get
rewards.
these then. That's it. No more rewards. That's it. It's gone.
so this time it's Jesuk's turn apparently. Since last time it was Wansu. All right.
이번에는 제가 준비했는데 아까 완수님이 일단 크론석 5,000개
Okay. Oh, and a 300 stack as well?
Yes.
Okay.
5,000 Cronstones and Advice of Valks plus 300 are coming your way.
So we're
Nice.
already at 10,000
Cronstones.
Cronstones together, a 250 stack
and a
300.
300 stack. That's
And we're not done.
Yeah.
We're not done yet.
Yeah, we're not
Spoilers.
Yeah.
The stream is not done.
Yeah.
Stream is not done.
We're not done, we're not done.
It's only
Yeah, but
just
like-
begun.
And now, yeah, we actually. Oh, it seems we're taking a short break before we
Okay.
continue.
Break time.
Break time. I think, yeah, they've shared a lot. Let's be real.
A lot of yapping has been done so far. So yeah, we are going to take this time.
Grab some water.
But yeah,
Chat, posture check, hydration check.
Yeah,
Sethin, you're going to have to be the one that answers that question. Just saying.
잠시만
Good luck with that.
한 얘기 하나만 더 드리고
Oh, wait, there's some. Oh, they want to say one thing.
Oh.
아무래도 모험가님들이 이제 온라인 연예인만큼 기대하셨던 부분들이 있으셨을 텐데 저희가 또 충분한 소통이 되지 않는다고 느끼셔서 좀 서운하고 답답한
So
부분이
Wansu
있으실 것 같아요.
wants to express that he understands how adventurers may be disappointed because this is an online ball, but they are not really responding directly to chat as much as they can.
저희도 지금 말씀하시는 부분들 다 봤거든요. 그래서 저희도
And they want to reassure everyone, hey, they are reading chat, and they might not have an answer right now, but they are reading chat, and they're going to take note of this and respond to it afterwards.
네, 또 저희가 그만큼 최선을 다하고 있으니까요. 여러분 계속
So
응원
yeah,
부탁드리겠습니다.
they are reading chat.
자, 그럼
Everyone.
10분
Yes.
휴식
Like they
시간
have stuff. They
가지고
prepared
We're
stuff,
also
of
reading
course, but yeah, they can't just respond right away.
Yeah, so we're going to have a break now. They're going to go over what you guys have all been spamming and saying. But yeah,
So
guys, that was
see you
part
in,
1.
9 minutes and 50 seconds.
We will see you in 9 minutes and 50 seconds. Bye for now.
Bye.
Okay, everyone, welcome back. Part 2, Calpheon Ball 2025. We've hoped you've enjoyed so far, and I'm looking forward to the next part.
네, 여러분 잘 쉬고 오셨나요?
Yeah,
저희가
we hope you all
세라핌을
got your
시작으로
drinks.
PVE
Yep.
Got some fresh popcorn, maybe?
다양한 소식을
Hot
전해드렸는데요.
chocolate,
지금
cocoa,
chocolate,
nice
cocoa.
beverage,
공부를
coffee,
한번 시작해
all the good
보겠습니다.
stuff. Yeah.
2부 순서에서는
Nice,
생활
nice, nice.
편의성을 비롯해서 또
It
많은
seems,
이야기들이
yeah,
여러분께
we're setting off new
드리고
topics.
있는데요. 먼저
Yeah.
신규
And then Wonsu is going to be introducing them to us.
만나보겠습니다.
Okay.
자,
let's get ready.
완수님 다음 소식 부탁드릴게요.
W1, let's go.
Sure. This one's all about changes for newcomers. As you can imagine, if you want the game to keep thriving, helping new adventures settle in is absolutely vital. After reviewing the current situation, we've seen that most players adapt well to the main quest and the seasonal service when they start. The real hurdle comes after graduation. Many have told us that this stage feels daunting, so we realized we need content that can serve as a guiding light even after season graduation. That's why during the Heidel Ball we announced plans to create a dedicated space in Olvia for rookie adventurers. Now with the preparations nearly complete, we are ready to officially introduce it to you. We call it the Olvia Academy.
Greetings, adventurers. I'm Jesse Ju, head of character and quest design here at Black Desert. I'm excited to finally announce that Olvia is ready to reclaim its place as a starter town, here where the ambitions of House Bartali intertwine with Calpheon's political scene. We've established the Olvia Academy as a dream school for rookie adventurers. On behalf of Headmaster Justin Bartelli, we'd like to extend our deepest thanks to all the patrons who supported the founding of this academy. So what is the Olvia Academy? While seasoned servers have helped new adventurers quickly gain combat experience, Olvia Academy is designed to guide you after you graduate from the season. It's a place for true progression, not just in combat, but also in one of Black Desert's core pillars, life skills. We've invited experts from various fields as professors, so you can experience a wider world and settle into Black Desert with confidence. That's the vision behind Olvia Academy. Getting in is simple. If you've graduated from season, you'll receive an invitation from Justin Bartali and become eligible to enroll. Olvia Academy operates in classes. For the Korean server, class will first be in session with the January 7th update, making you a proud member of the inaugural class. Once you join, the first thing you'll tackle is the advanced combat course. Here, you'll learn essential combat techniques like back attack and down attack, and gain hands-on experience with the mechanics of major monster zones that you'll encounter after graduation. To help you hone these skills, we've prepared training monster zones and weekly quests. There are also boss subjugation weekly quests you can take on with your fellow students. Completing the advanced combat course will earn you valuable progression rewards, including a pen, Black Star weapon box, and exclusive Black Star hammers.
Nice.
These rewards are available to both new and returning adventurers, so make sure to take full advantage.
Okay.
After that, you'll meet renowned professors in each field for life skill classes. You'll get to try your hand at gathering, processing, cooking, alchemy, and more. The academy is equipped with shared cooking utensils and alchemy tools, so you can jump right in with no setup required. Finishing these life skill classes will reward you a variety of rewards, including Manos gear for each life skill discipline. And once the season ends, adventurers who complete all the courses will graduate from the Olvia Academy. Even after graduation, you're welcome to return to the academy to pick up random weekly quests and rewards from the bulletin board whenever you like. Olvia Academy officially opens its doors on January 7th for the Korea server. As each new class begins, we'll continue to refine the academy, making it easier for rookie adventurers to settle into the world of Black Desert. We hope our veteran adventurers will welcome newcomers and lend a helping hand. With everyone's support, we believe Black Desert will become more enjoyable. We look forward to your feedback and continued support for Olvia Academy.
Nice.
Nice.
Thank
Save
you.
at the end.
Yeah, I just realized what I was doing. Just realized what I was doing.
Olvia.
Okay.
Alright. That wraps up the introduction to Olvia Academy. Some of you have played for years, but never cooked a proper dish, and many have never made an elixir either. We just wanted to give everyone the materials and have them try it at least once. Plus, we wanted to share useful tips about life skills, like fishing and farming. After graduating from the season, people often say you should make potions, get pen gear and accessories, then work on slumbering origin gear, collect hearts, and so on. There were so many guides you had to search for yourself. So with Olvia Academy, we wanted to offer a clear starting guide to show you exactly what to do next.
올비아 아카데미에서 시작 가이드를 해줌으로써 앞으로 무엇을 해나가야 할지 확실하게 인지하도록 하고 싶었습니다.
As we mentioned in the
video, Olvia Academy will run on a class-based system. Class 1 starts on January 7th on the Korean server and runs until April 14th. There's no break. Class 2 will begin immediately after April 15th. The reason for this class system is to help adventurers feel a sense of belonging. Since your goals change depending on when you first start playing, we believe the class system will help new adventurers connect. And to make this even more special, everyone who enroll in Olvia Academy will receive an Academia outfit set as their school uniform. Each class is recorded, so you can use it to prove your seniority later if needed.
School uniforms. Now, let's go over the benefits you'll get after graduating from Olvia Academy. We wanted the rewards to be truly helpful for adventurers in need. Key rewards include 6,000 crown stones to start and up to 250 fail stacks. You'll also receive a Dark Star Blackstone for guaranteed Pen Blackstar weapon enhancement. On top of that, a Choose Your Pen Blackstar weapon box will be granted for an extra Pen Blackstar weapon. Plus, 5 obsidian hammers exclusive to Blackstar weapons. This means new adventurers can get a total of 4 Pen Blackstar weapons and start with at least 1 sovereign weapon to help you settle in. Next are the life skill rewards. There's a curriculum for gathering, cooking, alchemy, training, hunting, sailoring / bartering, fishing, processing, and farming. You will get 1,000 crown stones for each category, for a total of 9,000 crown stones, as you'll see on screen in a second. As said, you get 1,000 crown stones for each of the life skill classes to a total of 9,000. You'll also receive essential life skill gear, Giranoa blue-grade tools and clothes, plus 2 Florimus accessories. And that's the overview of Olvia Academy. But adding support content isn't enough when it comes to helping new adventurers. We also need to improve areas that have been called too hard to progress or hurdle for newcomers. First, the Magnus, which has been a hot topic. From now on, you don't need to complete the whole Magnus questline. Just finish the starting quest, and you'll immediately unlock the Balinos well and access to remote storage. After that, meet the major city storage keepers in each region to unlock wells and remote storage there. Exclusive skills and pen boss defense gear from the Magnus will also be obtainable once you meet these conditions. Of course, the Magnus story will still be available if you want to enjoy it, and we're planning to add new rewards like colored titles for extra motivation. Going forward, Magnus will be optional and not mandatory.
Nice. Yeah, I think that's nice.
We're a little bit in the future,
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it happens, you know.
But
We're just
I feel like
futuristic
everything
like
was just
that.
made to, like, the idea is to help people starting out to kind of
Yeah.
become fellow players, so that
You know,
there's more adventures.
We talked
on the
about
world.
for our experienced veteran adventurers earlier on, and then this is helping them. But yeah, season servers are also changing. We're making them simpler and more intuitive, especially for things that are too complex. Right now, first, narrow gear will be removed. From now on, you'll progress using only Tuvala gear. Tuvala gear will also change from season exclusive to regular gear. The season exclusive label confused new adventurers, so we're removing that restriction. Even with these changes, season characters will still use Tuvala gear, and in any enhanced Tuvala gear you own will remain usable. For enhancement, time-filled Blackstones will be replaced by regular Blackstones and concentrated magical Blackstones. Time-filled Blackstones were used not only for enhancing Tuvala gear, but also for max durability repairs, material exchanges, and more. So instead of removing them, we're renaming them to Time-Filled Fragment. You'll still be able to exchange these fragments for Valk's Cry and item collection increase scrolls and repair Tuvala gear's max durability. The Season Pass will be adjusted to match these changes, and we'll share full details in a notice before the update.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Cleaning it up a bit.
That's
More
nice.
narrow gear.
Yeah.
And it seems that's all for the new adventure content so far. That was a lot. I think Olvia Academy is a lot. There's a lot of kind of story background that we saw in the dev commentary. And yeah, easier Magnus requirements and season server improvements. It's a lot. And I hope your adventures will be there for the first inaugural class.
Okay.
Oh, rewards? Rewards? I see the rewards on screen.
Oh. But
저희가 바로 이어서 이제 길드 관련 이야기를 준비했는데 이거는 좀 아주 길지 않아서 이것까지 추가로
Yeah. So apparently they want to talk about guild stuff before going
Yeah,
to
yeah,
the
yeah.
rewards. Yes.
자, 여러분 그럼 길드
Okay.
관련 주제까지 듣고 제가 다시 돌아오겠습니다.
Okay.
네, 이번
Now,
주제는 길드입니다.
We're moving on to guild
저희
updates.
게임에서 정말 중요한데요.
Guilds are
그래서
really important to our
2023년
game.
칼페온
Indeed
연회에서
they
So at the Calpheon Ball
한국 개선
2023,
방향을
we
소개해드린 바
shared
있습니다.
our future guild plans.
당시의 개선
But
내용
aside
중에
from the
길드
guild
자료에
manner,
아직 적용해드리지
there's still
못한
many
첨부가
aspects that
있습니다.
have not been implemented.
기다리셨을 모험가분들께는
I'd like to begin
이 부분
by
먼저
sincerely
죄송함을
apologizing
말씀드리고
to
싶습니다.
all of our adventurers who've been
그래서
waiting
오늘은
patiently.
당시 발표했던 모든 내용을
Today we
다
can't cover every
다루지
promise from
못하지만
back then,
지금
but
당장
we do
여러분께
want to
보여드릴
show
수 있는
you what we can
것들부터
share right now.
먼저 소개해드리고자 합니다.
First, the structure of guild
우선
missions is
첫째로
changing.
길드
Right now,
임무의
they
구조가
reset to 10
달라집니다.
missions per day,
지금은 길드
fixed.
임무가 하루 10개씩
Many of you have
고정으로
said we don't have
리셋돼서
enough guild
리셋되는
missions.
방식인데요.
When we looked into it,
그동안 모험가
weekdays
여러분께서
were mostly
길드
fine,
인수
but
부족하다는
weekends
의견을
and
많이
holidays
주셨습니다.
felt especially
그래서
lacking.
확인을 해보니까
If we just raised the number, it could pressure some guilds, so instead, we're moving from resets to a recharge system and letting missions stack up to a certain limit.
또 어떤 길드에는
You'll
부담이
still
될
get
수
10
있기
missions
때문에
added each day. For
리셋이
example,
아니라
if you don't finish Monday's 10,
길드
you'll have
임무
20 on
조절을
Tuesday.
하고,
They can
일정
stack
개수
up
이상
to a
스택이
maximum
되도록
of 30
하도록
missions.
합니다. 매일 10개씩
Since every guild situation is
구성과
different,
적용하는데요.
we wanted so
예를
you can
들어
take it
월요일에
easier
10개를 다
on slow days
못했다면
and catch up on
화요일에는
busy days.
20개가 되는
As
식이에요.
this change is meant to make things more
단 최대,
flexible,
30
we'll first try
개까지는
it out in this
충분하도록
direction, and if it's not
이
enough,
부분은
we'll keep
길드마다
looking at other
사정이 다르기
options.
때문에 여유 있는 날은 여유 있게 활동이 많은
That's
많은
basically
날이면 또
like
몰아서
it's
하실 수
still
있게
the same
좀
number
더
technically,
유연하게
but it's just
만들어서
like it stacked up so that you
Yeah.
can save for like bigger
먼저
days.
이
when
I think that's
more
really
people are
nice.
free, yeah.
그래도
I think
좀
people can use
부족하다면
it,
다른 방안도
make use of it a
Guild
bit better.
bosses.
Okay, next are changes to guild bosses. Since we raised rewards, many guilds run boss fights regularly. They're content where guild members gather together, and they're great for helping new adventurers and showing off your guild. So we see them as a key pillar of guild content. We want to keep adding more events around them, and also raise the rewards even further. But one thing kept blocking us. It's the war hero system, what you usually call mercs. By joining guild boss content as a war hero over and over, you can still earn a decent amount of rewards, so many join that way. It's hard to say if that's purely good or purely bad. For actual guild leaders, it's a helpful system when you're short on members. You can fill your boss fight with war heroes when you need them. But to expand guild boss content and push rewards even higher overall, we needed to set some clear rules here. If we just increased rewards, war hero repeats would inevitably lead to way too many rewards. So after a lot of eternal debate, we've decided to lock war heroes to node and conquest wars only, and they will no longer be able to join guild boss content. For those who've relied on war heroes to fill your guild, this may sting, but it was a necessary step for future systems growth, and we ask for your understanding. Adventurers, in return, since we're tightening things here, we'll raise the rewards you share with guild members and run many more related events as well. There are also changes to guild boss lineup. The distant ancient Putarim, out on its own, will now retire, and new raid targets Orc Chief Org and Morgulis, Lord of the Golems, will be added. Their spawn locations, as you see here, have been adjusted so they're not too far from other bosses. When you tackle several bosses in a row, your overall route should feel much smoother. And from now on, when you summon a guild boss, a guild-only field will open, just like with Khan. So unlike before, you'll be in a cleaner space, and can focus purely on the battle itself. We'll polish this up so we can show it to you soon, and we'll prepare a variety of events around it too.
Next, the guild UI and quality of life changes. First, you can change alliance max size and ratios without disbanding. Until now, any alliance change meant disbanding and rebuilding the alliance from scratch, which was tedious. We hope this makes alliance management a bit easier.
So he meant that he wanted to actually talk about the guild rewards. They'll be largely increased.
Yeah, the rewards for the bosses will be increased. Yeah, so don't worry, guys. I know a lot of you are annoyed.
We hope this makes alliance management a bit easier. Next is how you obtain guild crafting materials. Until now, to build guild elephants, was he still talking about alliance?
I mean, you're back.
Until now, to build guild elephants or guild galleys, you had to gather Kadri tokens and roam around slaying sea monsters. These are items for the whole guild, but in practice a few members, very dedicated, especially for officers, had to put in most of the time and effort. We always felt bad about that part. So from now on, you'll be able to use shared guild funds to buy these materials from the guild shop, and also earn them through guild content you play together. For example, you could buy restored Kadri's Forbidden Book in the guild shop, or obtain them by defeating guild bosses. Since these are for everyone in the guild, we want them to come from something everyone builds together. There are also changes to guild, party, and platoon recruitment. First, the UI. The UI will merge with the normal Find Party Platoon, adding a Guild Party Platoon tab next to the regular one.
Little head, no worry.
We're adding an extra tab to the Find Party Platoon UI. So that should mean forming alliance platoons has been quite a hassle up to now. But with an alliance filter added, you'll be able to recruit at the alliance level as well. We hope this helps when forming main and defense squads in Node Wars and when enjoying other content together with alliance members.
Oh, that's nice.
We're also improving how you view guild buffs. Guild benefits, including Node War victory buffs and buffs gained from guild skills, but right now there was no easy way to see them all at once. Going forward, as you can see here, the old Node War benefits icon will be renamed Guild Benefits, as you can see on screen in a second.
There it is.
Hovering over this icon will show both Node War and guild skill buffs at a glance. In the UI, you'll also see a guild skills section. And now, when you use guild skills, their buffs won't be tied to a character, but to your entire family. You can see them on the buff.
Oh, nice.
If the buff appears active in that UI, you'll receive it no matter which character you log in with. Like other familiar buff icons, it will light up differently for each benefit, so you can tell what's active without hovering over it. With this change, we also need to adjust guild skill durations and cooldowns, and some older skills will need reworks to their effects.
It's fine. Chat enjoyed it.
We'll share details on that separately, once they're ready.
자세한 내용은 별도로
Lastly,
안내를 해드리겠습니다.
We're improving the guild history page.
마지막으로 길드 연역 페이지
Right now, it only logs moments like member joins, leaves, and where guild bonuses are paid out. But as guild ages, more memories and stories pile up. And we wanted a place where those could remain. So we are changing this into guild records. A space to remember your guild history. It will keep things like your guild's founding date, conquest and node war records, blue battlefield, and guild league wins. And guild boss fights, guild mission completion counts. So basically everything. Please note, it will only track records from after this update.
Gotcha.
That's it for the guild improvement so far.
네, 여기까지 일단 길드 개선사항 말씀드렸는데요. 저희가 한
But there
가지만
seems to be
더
one more
정보
thing they want to wrap up
공유를
before this section.
저희가 2023년 칼페온
They mentioned
연회에서
at
이
the
길드
Calpheon Ball
유료
2023, we said we'd
상향을
raise
말씀드렸는데
daily guild wage
이게
up to 100
큰
million
금액은
silver.
아니더라도 이 매일
It's not a huge amount, but since it's daily, it really adds up over time. However, because it's tied to guild wage, there were concerns about silver abuse and exploits. So we're changing direction a bit here. Instead of boosting guild wage, we're shifting that increase to family fame fund sent to your guild black spirits saved each day. Family fame fund is collected from your combat fame and like fame, or life fame and special fame combined. The amount isn't huge right now, but it's still a nice little bonus when you can cash it out. So we'll raise the fame caps and add more fame brackets. So as your family grows, your fame fund grows too.
Okay.
After this change, adventurers with top tier family fame will be able to receive over 100 million silver per day. We hope that instead of a tiny surprise you forget about, it becomes a big, satisfying reward when you collect it later.
Yeah. Some people like storing it up.
And that actually wraps up guild-related improvements.
네.
Okay.
지금까지 길드 관련된
Yeah.
다양한 개선 사항에
Chat, what do you
대해서
think?
이야기를 들어봤는데요. 모험가 여러분은 어떠셨는지
More daily silver from family
또 여기
fame?
채팅창으로
Hmm.
많은
More guild
의견들
records?
I think like
나눠주시고요.
nice buffs
Better
just going
buffs?
across
자,
all
여러분
characters
지금
is just a
순서까지
nice
잘
QL.
따라오고 계시죠?
But it's
자,
that time
이쯤
again,
되면
guys.
제가 또
Oh,
제 역할을
everyone?
해줘야 되거든요,
Oh.
사실.
Hold,
그래서
hold,
또
hold.
질문을 드리겠습니다. 원수님.
Hold.
아, 네. 다음 이야기도 또 준비된 게 있다 보니까
Okay.
중간에
There it is.
또
Choose your
준비했는데요.
transcendent hammer box and advice of
초월한
Valks
망치 선택 상자
plus
한 개랑
350.
발크스의 조언
Plus
350
350.
초월한 망치 선택
So,
상자 한
so far we're
개와
already at
발크스의
10,000
조언
crown
350.
stones,
발크스의
hammer
조언은
box,
아까
250 stack, 300 stack, and a
350
350 stack.
이 무언가
That's
여러분들께서
a lot.
Okay,
But, yeah.
선물이 됐으면
And next, the
좋겠습니다.
next part,
감사합니다.
life
자,
skills.
그럼 이제 다음 순서로
Take it away,
넘어가
원수.
보겠습니다. 이제 검은 사막의 생활
soon.
콘텐츠
Soon,
그리고
soon,
편의성
soon,
개선에
soon,
대한
soon.
이야기가 남아
Take it away
있는데요.
once so soon.
두
Yeah.
주제에 대해서
soon,
또
원수.
준비한 내용을 소개해 주시죠, 완수님.
네. 생활 이야기를 본격적으로
Before we
하기
dive
전에
into life skill content in
방향부터
detail,
분명하게 말씀을
let's
드리고
first set the
싶은데요.
direction straight.
과거의 생활 콘텐츠는
In the past, life skills were
콘텐츠들과
deeply intertwined
굉장히
with
깊게
other
얽혀
game
있었습니다.
systems. A classic example, sharp black crystal shards, essential for enhancement, were mainly sourced through gathering, not PvE. Gatherers would supply these, PvE adventurers would craft gear, and that gear would eventually find its way back to life skillers through the central market. There was a robust, interconnected loop. But as the game has grown and new content has been added, this loop isn't as strong as it once was. Forcing life skills to tie back into other content, as in the old days, would only add unnecessary stress for many of you. So going forward, life skills will no longer be a means to feed the gameplay loop. They'll be reworked and strengthened as a core content in their own right.
Okay.
With this winter's update, we're planning a general increase to profits across all life skill activities.
Tell me more.
Of course, we're not just arbitrarily boosting numbers. Our goal is to make sure your investments, gear, mastery, and know-how are properly rewarded. There's one important point I want to emphasize. Fishing. Today, we have a couple updates for fishing. But after these, we're not planning any major changes for the foreseeable future, for fishing already offers a solid revenue.
Yeah.
So our focus will be on bringing other life skills up to par in terms of effort and reward. We hope you understand our approach as we move forward. Before we get into the specifics, let's talk about life skill byproducts. Many of you use cooking byproducts to increase contribution points, and byproducts are available from gathering, alchemy, hunting, farming, fishing, but efficiency has varied a lot between skills. Going forward, we'll adjust byproduct drop rates so that more active and effort-driven life skills yield more byproducts, using cooking as the baseline. However, for skills like fishing, where profits are already high, the change will be minimal.
Yeah. So we want to bring things up to fishing chat. We're not buffing fishing, like
Yes.
so.
We're
Just
not going to buff fishing
Yes,
more in the
that's-
future.
yeah.
We're
Let,
buffing other life skills.
And
let us cook first. Let's get into the details. First up, leveling horses. Right now, you've set your horse to auto run and check in now and then, or wait until it's fully grown to decide what to do next. There's some excitement in checking in after a long session, but constantly micromanaging growth can be a pain, especially if you want to raise a horse with specific skills. So, we're completely reworking the horse leveling experience. Now, all EXP earned while training will be stored in an EXP sack for each horse. You can level up your horse whenever you want, drawing from this pool at your convenience. This means you can run autopaths without worry, and simply use the stored EXP to level up your horse, and check stats or skills whenever suits you. This new system will apply to all growable mounts. On top of that, items like mount skill change coupons and mount level down tickets can be used right where you are, so no need to visit the stable anymore. With the EXP sack, these features, training your own mounts will be much more convenient, since horses can now bank mount EXP at level 1. Level differences don't really matter anymore, sorry. We've removed all EXP gain variations based on level and increased overall training EXP, so you'll always get solid progress, no matter the level. In short, don't worry about levels. Just keep raising your mount, and you'll see steady and meaningful growth. That's nice.
The shared EXP pool sounds really cool.
Yeah, that's really nice.
We're also adding new wild horses.
Oh.
Take a look at the screen. We've designed them to make catching wild horses more exciting.
Okay.
Some may come with special courser skills, like S Instant Exo. Or you might find one that grows 5 times slower but sells for 8 times more. We want catching wild horses to feel fresh every time, and for your efforts to naturally result in greater profits. Another much requested feature you'll soon be able to store. Am I going a bit ahead? Another much requested feature, you'll soon be able to store up to 5 horses in Crocodalo's sanctuary.
Okay.
Many came to ask, why can't Crocodalo be stabled in his own sanctuary?
True.
Well, now you can.
Let's go.
Previously, only mythical horses were allowed in the sanctuary, but now that Voltarion, a dream horse, is included, we figured, why not let you store any horse?
Why not?
So any 5 horses, regardless of type, can be stored. Another sanctuary improvement comes from feedback many of you gave us after the last ball. If you tried to move the sanctuary between characters, but had a horse taken out on the other character, you couldn't move it.
True.
Now, simply attempting to move the sanctuary between characters will automatically store any checked out horses back in the sanctuary. To be precise, we've added a remote collection feature. You can now remotely retrieve a horse from a character with the sanctuary. Attempting to move the sanctuary between characters will automatically collect any taken out horses before the sanctuary is moved. Keep in mind that this feature only works if you have the Celestial Horse Calling Horn. To prevent abuse, mounts will no longer be able to carry trade goods or treasure items. When moving processed trade goods, you'll need to use a trade wagon. We'll also be expanding trade wagon capacity and...
Can you hear us?
I don't think we're back.
We're back. We're back.
We're back.
Okay, chat. Let's. We need to catch you all up really quickly on this.
Yes.
Okay, so we do apologize for this.
Yeah.
You missed a new introduction of a new life skill treasure. It's called the Nostos Return Stone. It allows you to be able to travel to your residence. We'll go over this a bit more detail at the end of the ball. By the way, for everything you've missed, we will go over this, okay? So yes, there's a new treasure item. I'm sorry you missed it when showing, but we will go over all this again. But let's go back to where we are caught up now, which I believe is on farming life skill as well.
We're actually on sailing, I believe.
Okay, so for farming, essentially, there is going to be a change from 5 hours to 20 hours, but a lot of stuff is going to be adjusted. Guys, we will go over this. And let's go over to
go
the
straight to bartering, and then we will come back to this after.
Yes, we'll come back to this, chat. We do
Bartering, we
apologize.
previously reduced the weight of level 1 barter goods in an update to increase quality of life for these goods, making it easier for new seafaring captains to get started. With this update, we're also lightening level 2 barter goods. Since maximum profits are determined by parley and the Great Ocean, this won't impact balance much, but it will let you visit more islands per trip, cutting down on repetitive travel time. We're also adding new trade routes to southern Camasylvia, the land of the morning light, and Edania, along with new level 6 and 7 barter goods. These high-tier goods will only be available in major cities and between towns, making for longer journeys but higher profits. However, to prevent abuse, level 6 and 7 barter goods can't be transported via storage.
Guys, everything, by the way, everything that we missed, we will
repeat at
the end. I know we lost our internet connection. We're sorry about that. We will go over everything that was missed at the end. This is not pre-recorded, okay? we'll go over the end. We do apologize for that.
So, then there will also be sea monster hunting, 4 new hunting monster zones such as coral stoneback crabs, rock elephant, cliffside mountain sheep, and golden leaf snake. This is a higher tier hunting zone, and you'll need to use skills like rolling for smooth hunting. Rather than just collecting meat or hide, these are areas designed to yield byproducts like Rusalka's coral and Kaffa's essence. There's also a chance to obtain hunting trophies from these monsters, and the full body trophy from the rare golden coral stoneback crab grants hunting mastery plus 100 when used. As you can see on screen. Currently, sniper hunting is much more profitable than standard hunting, so we'll be expanding profit adjustments starting with regular hunting in Edania.
Okay, finally fishing. We're improving profits on the inland fishing, not to surpass Velia Beach, okay, but to bring inland fishing returns to closer to those at Velia. This is especially helpful for new adventurers who often end up far from popular fishing spots while following the main quest. Since there's no dedicated fishing class, fishing inland often feels less rewarding, and returning to popular spots can be a hassle. With this update, you'll be able to enjoy fishing anywhere without feeling like you're losing out. Another much requested feature: when selling fish to traders, you'll be able to select and sell only specific fish types in bulk. Use the sell same type function above the price list to sell all fish of a certain kind at once. I think
the Korean voice is a bit loud.
Okay, so I'll okay, at once. Okay, and for manual fishing, we're finally adding the auto discard by grade function. Previously, this was only available for auto fishing, but now you'll be able to use it during manual fishing too, making the process much smoother. But yes, guys, as we said, there was two things that we missed there that we will go over at the end of the ball. Okay, do not worry.
Next up are some quality of life updates. This time we've mainly focused on improving existing content, so we couldn't prepare a huge list of changes. But we all know you can never have too many quality of life updates. So today we'll still go through them one by one, even the small ones. First, remember the feature I showed you last summer, the one that instantly tags out your tag character with no loading? You really loved it back then. So I've been working hard again to get this mission done.
Okay.
당시 모험가분들이 좋아해 주셨는데 이번에도 제가 이제 임무 완수해야 해서 열심히 준비했는데
first,
영상 잠깐
let's take a
보시겠습니다.
quick look at the video.
네, 전이 캐릭터로 바꾸는 장면입니다.
Well, as you can see, the instant swap hasn't really changed, right?
Okay.
그래서 이것도 좀 불투명한
As you can see, the instant swap itself hasn't really changed. Sorry about that, but there's a reason for it. The next scene shows the character selection screen, and you'll notice there's no separate loading screen. When you're just changing characters on the same server, we're improving it so it swaps with no extra loading screen.
화면 보시면 전이 캐릭터로 전환하면 즉시 전환됩니다.
Oh,
Technology.
oh, that was instant.
Damn.
그리고 다른
Wait,
이번에는
pause.
다른 캐릭터로 변경입니다.
And we're changing to a different character.
The same server, different server. Okay.
Yeah.
Ah. Okay, so one was like
Yeah.
the tagged,
One was tagged.
A different
and then
character
the other
content.
one was
Yeah.
to a different location.
While we were working on instant tagout, it kind of evolved into this as well. We think character
Nice.
swap loading times will feel roughly twice as fast as before. We're still ironing out small stutters and fixing any potential bugs, which needs a bit more time.
전이 캐릭터 즉시 전환 기능을 만들다 보니까
Let's
좀
skip
여기까지
ahead.
흘러왔습니다.
Oh, that looks
그래서
so
캐릭터
smooth.
변경 시 로딩 시간이
Okay.
기존보다 체감상 2배는 빨라질 수 있을 것으로 판단하고 있는데요. 이 과정에서 이제 자잘한 끊김 현상이나 혹시 모를 버그들을 수정하는 데 지금 시간을 조금 더 투자하고 있는 상황입니다. 또 연출도 좀
We also want to make the presentation look nicer. Since all of this is being developed as one package, we want to finish it together and then show it to you. We're currently in the final polishing phase, and if all goes well, we plan to release it to you sometime in March.
Okay. Yeah, that
We'll
definitely
see it
needs work.
through properly to the very end. Next is a feature to view other classes' skills.
Oh, this
You'll
is
be able
nice.
to check any class's skills directly from your own skill window. In PvP, you often wonder about your opponent's cooldowns, their CC, their defense effects. There are a lot of things you want to check, right? Until now, you had to have that class created first. And even then, you had to log in that character just to see its skills. From now on, you can just click View Other Classes in the skill window right above and see every class's skills in one place. So even while you're fishing or training mounts, you can study other classes' skills and quietly prep for PvP. Next, building on this year's family character location feature in the world map, you'll now be able to see all of your mounts directly on the world map.
Oh, nice.
You can see them in the stable UI now, but all stables show up, which can get confusing. It's hard to tell which mounts are out or are stored. That hassle will be gone with this change. We're also adding hotkeys for the world map. The goal is to cut down mouse movement while the map is open, by letting you set dedicated shortcuts on the world map. For example, for node war info or production nodes, you'll be able to jump between views with hotkeys you've set. Once you get used to it, we think using the world map will feel much smoother than before.
Okay, that's nice. Next, to help you not miss the right timing, we're adding an all-in-one alert system. If you tag content on central market items you're interested in, you'll get a heads up when that content starts, or when the room or lobby opens for it. We already have separate notifications here and there, but since they're not in one place, they're hard to manage. With this, even adventurers trying to try new content will have a nice, clear starting point. Along with that, adventurer logs will also be combined. Right now, each book sits in its own tab in release order. And Morning Light and Adania even have character-based logs, so it's really hard to see your overall progress at a glance. We're merging all of this into a single UI, with the main questline included, so you can check your current progress much more intuitively. That's it for the quality of life updates. Even if we didn't cover it today, we're always looking to make improvements and add quality of life changes. Your feedback is always welcome.
That's a lot of good quality. I
that's
actually
a lot
really
of
like
real
the
nice stuff.
tag and
Yeah.
server swap change, or the character swap changes. Yeah, we've been here for nearly 3 hours. That's a lot.
It's been 3 hours already?
It's been 3 hours already.
Looking at chat, some no focus on solo content, no focus on party content.
Really?
Yeah.
You actually see that? Duality of chat.
Yeah. Duality of a bingo player.
Oh, and then we have actually a special guest from our
Our very own
CMetsu.
Siametsu. Be right back, chat.
모함가 여러분, 안녕하세요. NEU Black Desert CMetsu입니다. Welcome to the Mountaintop Adventures. Snowfall Crasher is back. Last winter, y'all were absolutely shredding the slopes. We saw gnarly jumps that defied engine physics, shortcuts that made us question our map design, and wipeouts so bad that we almost handed out get good titles. No, seriously. Because y'all loved Snowfall Crasher so much, this year we're writing it back with some cool updates. 함께 보시죠. Introducing Score Mode. Cruise down the slopes and grab objects to rack up points. The gold objects are worth more than blue objects. Gold objects spawn in spots that'll test your skills, so lock in. Points turn into, you guessed it, event seals, which you can exchange for rewards in, well, you know the place, the Manage Currency tab. Flex your trips in jump mode filled with cliffs, shortcuts, and brand new checkpoints. Miss one, and you'll eat a penalty, and that's no good. Speed mode. This will be where the best riders lay down track, as there will be more and narrower checkpoints. Miss one and you'll eat a penalty. On top of the new modes, this year you can see how you stack up against the best with the new rankings menu. Here, you can also watch the top 10 riders carve up snow with the replay function. If you're feeling extra competitive, you can also challenge them in Ghost mode. The Ghost is a copy of their character during their run. Here, you can follow their line and even lose to them when they're offline. So, if you end up losing to the Ghost, I guess that's proof that you're not as good as you think you are. We're also making a few quality of life updates, including getting rid of Lando's signal flares for getting back up the mountain. You'll be able to start over after wipeouts by using the event menu. Pressing escape will allow you to restart or quit. So with just a couple of clicks, you'll be ready to full send it down the slopes again. And finally, for the ski bums out there who live and breathe snow, rewards will be coming to riders who hit the top 100 in the rankings. We're also preparing some potential cross-server competitions, so if you are stoked to rep your region on the mountaintop, keep your eyes open on the official website for more information. Snowfall Crasher goes live on December 24th. We'll see you on the slopes, adventurers.
Thank you very much, Etsu. Mansu.
Snowfall Crasher is making its return this winter. When we introduced the snowboard minigame last year, far more people enjoyed it than we ever expected. Even though it was a short event, there were plenty of adventurers who proved their skills with some unbelievable hand speed. So this time, we've prepared a proper rank system to make sure adventures can really shine. Honestly, back then, I didn't want to lose either, so I practiced a lot. But there were some who unfortunately broke records thanks to bugs, so we've adjusted the rules. Last year it was all about just enjoying the ride. But this year, how you ride the board will determine your mode. Score mode, speed mode, or jump mode, giving you more ways to play and enjoy the content. We're also adding a region versus region event, where adventurers can represent their region and challenge for the best record. Think of it like a regional showdown, a chance to heat up the winter once again. This winter, with the return of Snowfall Crasher, we hope you ride harder, faster, and have even more fun than last year.
Next up is the outfit showcase. Before we jump into the introduction, there's something I'd like to mention. In the equipment window, there's this show visor feature, right? In the past, it was one of those functions that didn't see much use. However, with the recent increase in new outfits and hairstyles, more adventurers find themselves wishing that they could use this option. The issue is that it gets disabled when your character enters combat, which has been a bit disappointing at times. If it didn't exist, adventurers would forget about it, but having it there and not being able to use it is frustrating. So, going forward, the show visor setting will remain active during combat. It would have been great if it was available during the snorkel sales, when it was most requested, but even though it's late, we've made sure to include this change. It will be patched in time for the upcoming winter outfit release. Now then, let's move straight into introducing the new winter wear. Adventurers, this winter we've crafted a brand new outfit called Spotlight. Since last year, we've been steadily releasing a variety of styles for adventurers to enjoy. And for this year end, we wanted to continue that trend, while adding a fresh new vibe. Around that time, we noticed many adventurers posting videos or screenshots using our modern style outfits to create an idol-like look. Seeing that, we thought it would be great if we could help bring that concept to life. So, we designed this attire with a holiday music festival feel. Complete with a mic and the signature item of a singer. Am I ahead?
No,
To capture the essence stage of costumes, this new outfit was created to look natural and fitting on any character. And once again, we've offered multiple style variations, so you can choose the look you prefer without the mic. It works perfectly as a comfortable everyday look. And while it looks stylish on its own, we've matched the tone and style so that when multiple characters stand together, they look like one team. Whether you're adventuring, taking screenshots, or coordinating colors with friends for people you know, this outfit will blend in beautifully. This winter, we hope you will enjoy the festive year-end atmosphere in Black Desert and have a great end of the year.
Yeah, I think K-pop is the word that comes to mind.
Yeah.
And see a lot of people talking about customizing it. But how are you guys going to customize it?
Me? I mean, I like the Adania armor style. I like my glows. And I'm going to aim for those new glows that we got earlier on, you know? Yeah.
Purple or red?
Oh, they're actually, let's look at the screen.
Okay, let's check out the schedule together on screen. As you can see, unlike the last title ball, we've bundled together updates planned for the more distant future.
So, Seraphim, December 17th. The season item and pass revamps. The hammer selection box. The Cronstone support from like Dark Rifts, Actoroxion. And the Actoroxion improvements. All December, so December 17th for the Korean server and December 18th for us. December 25th or 24th for Korea, December 25th for us. The snowboard event, the world boss improvements, the wild horse, the new wild horses, the War of the Roses improvements.
Right.
And then for December 31st, we have the Alchemy Stone renewal, the Villa buff improvements, the Gatherings improvements. And then January 7th, we have the Family Fame Fund improvements, the Blackstone selection box, and the red battlefield improvements. During January, Dekia party zones, the Miramok, Calpheon Rasa, the guild system improvements, and the weapon armor die, the effect die. Couldn't find the right word. I was like trying to read the Korean, and I was like, I can't remember the English word for this. Oh, and the mount improvements, such as the mount EXP sack.
Right.
Yeah. And then in February, the new season of Arena of Solare, Node War Conquestor improvements, War of the Roses improvements, and the Edania hunting improvements.
That's a cry.
And in March, we'll have Altar of Blood, and the tag character switch improvements. And there's also all these other improvements that we such as the class scale alerts, the world map improvements, all the hotkeys. Those will all be haven't finalized date yet, so they'll share it with us once they're ready.
Yep.
Yeah, and they want to mention that it's often a challenge for them to make a precise schedule, and that's why we had delays lately. Whenever we do these, we try to make a rough schedule for these Idol Ball, Calpheon Ball events, but we hope you can understand that sometimes plans do change, and that's I apologize for that. So starting next week, we'll have a series of updates coming right after another, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. And we still got more to talk about.
But apparently, Jesok has one more thing to share.
So today we have some special news to share. Many of you may already know, but our new title, Crimson Desert, will launch on March 20th next year in Korea.
March 19th for us.
March 19th for us. This is a very exciting moment for us. But first, we want to express our gratitude to our adventurers. The reason we keep challenging ourselves is ultimately because of you. So today, we wanted to take this opportunity to say a sincere thank you. Of course, words alone aren't enough, so we've prepared a small gift. 10,000 cronstones for all adventurers.
Another 10,000 as a token of our appreciation, because we've been supporting Black Desert, and want to express our thank you.
And with Crimson Desert launching soon, we know many of you are eager to play it. Pre-orders are open, and some may have already pre-ordered. We spoke with the Crimson Desert team and prepared some pre-order bonuses just for Black Desert adventurers. If you pre-order Crimson Desert, you'll receive special Black Desert items after its launch. We've prepared a short video to show the details.
Okay. Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
As you saw, when you pre-order, you'll get the Ashen Crow horse gear for Ardwanat, Mythical Ardwanat, and Crocodalo, a tier 4 pet, Golden Star, and a Golden Star statue to place in your manor.
Nice.
Oh, and one Ardwanat to equip your new horse gear onto.
Okay.
We did wonder if these bonuses would truly please adventurers, but we felt that offering nothing at all would be even more disappointing.
True.
아무것도 준비하지 않는 것도 검은 사막 모험가 분들에게는 아쉬운
Our
부분이
art
될
team
거라고 생각을
worked
해서
hard on these rewards.
그래서 좀
An
얘기하면서
Ashen
아트실에서
Crow
많이
horse,
준비를 해주셨고요.
Ashen Crow horse gear,
특히
in
까마귀
particular
말고는
captures
붉은 사막
Crimson
개편한
Desert's feel.
특징이 잘 느껴지기
We felt it
때문에
was fitting to
프리오더
offer it
특전으로
as a
의미가
pre-order
있다고
bonus.
판단을 했습니다.
I hope it
그리고
becomes a
모험가
meaningful
분들께
gift
의미 있는
to all of our
선물이 되었으면
adventures.
좋겠습니다.
Thank you.
감사합니다.
네, 이렇게 해서 오늘
And since
준비한
that concludes all the announcements we have for Calpheon Ball 2025, we've had a lot. We started with Seraph. We had so many PvE changes, PvP changes, life skill updates, events.
Yep. I mean, there's some life skill stuff that we still need to go over that you missed, guys, but we will do
And
that
like,
at the end.
Yeah, I shared early on with the ball, the idea was they wanted to go back and refine current content with today's ball.
Very often we see fix old content first before adding new
Yeah.
content, and that was the plan.
That was quite a lot recently as well. It's been a growing thing from you guys.
And now that we're coming to an end, let's see if they have a final message for us.
Oh, okay.
네, 무엇보다 오늘 긴 시간
First,
저희 함께
thank you
해주셔서
so much for staying with us until the end
저희가 항상
today.
업데이트로 보답
We always say
드린다고
we want to repay you
말씀드렸는데
with updates,
지난
but
연휴
honestly,
이후에 계속
after the
마음이
last
많이
ball, I
무거웠습니다.
felt a bit weighed down.
업데이트
There were
일정이
times when
엉켜진 적도
updates got
있었고,
delayed,
오늘은 특히
and
기존
since
콘텐츠
today's
수정
focus was on
점검부터
improving
준비해
existing
보니까
content, I'm not
오늘은
sure how you all
어떠셨는지
feel about it.
모르겠습니다.
We've put a lot of
아직
thought
보긴
into
했지만
today's
오늘 다루지
presentation,
못한 것들도
but we
너무 많아서
regret
아쉬운 부분들이
that
있고
there's still so much we couldn't
다방면으로
cover.
계속 고민하고
We'll continue
다음
to
기회에도
think about these
계속해서
issues from
여러분들께
all angles
말씀드리겠습니다.
and share more with you next time.
지금
It was great
채팅창으로
being able
보내주시는
to see your
의견들
feedback in the
저희
chat in
그냥
real time.
어겨지
We'll make sure to deliver on everything we showed today and
확인하고
use your
있고요.
feedback to keep
그래서
making Black
아무튼
Desert
오늘
even better.
보여드린 내용은 저희가 잘 완수하고 지금 보여주신 내용들대로 또
Thank you.
발전해서 더 열심히
Okay.
최선을 다하겠습니다. 감사합니다.
네, 또 문제에 있었던 아쉬움까지도 완수님께서 밝혀주셨는데요. 재성님도 한 말씀 부탁드립니다.
First of all, I sincerely thank everyone who tuned in today. Since last year, I've been focusing on the service side, and looking back, there are definitely things I wish we'd done better. In the past, even if we couldn't invite everyone in person, it was meaningful to still meet face to face with some of you. For viewers joining us online, it's great to share laughs while watching.
얼굴을 마주할 수 있는 것에 좀 의미가 있었잖아요. 이 시청자분들도 좀 화면 보면서
And it's always nice to spot familiar faces in the audience. Moments like these help us to build a real sense of community. And maybe I've taken that for granted in the past. We're working hard for the future of our game, but I know there are areas you may not feel as strongly about. We'll work on the shortcomings we've noticed over the past year and make sure to communicate better so you don't have to worry.
이거는 제가 잘못했다고 생각을 하고 있고 저희가 앞으로는 좀 올해 이렇게 부족했던 부분들 또 여러분이 되게 불안하신 것들이 많이 있었는데
Yeah, no, we really do appreciate the patience on some things as
We
well.
always appreciate. We see the hearts in chat, and we
이런
Yeah.
얘기들을 저희가
do
좀
really
미리
appreciate that.
말씀드리고 좀 소통을 했다면 좋았을 텐데 이게 되게 아쉬워서요. 저희가 앞으로는 좀 지금 되게 일방적인 어떤 소통이 된 것
And
같은데 저희가
Osaka is
되게
mentioning that, yeah,
놓쳤던
he
부분인 것 같아서
feels that communication has been
앞으로는 저희가
very one
먼저 좀
way, and he
얘기를
really wants
드리고
to make
업데이트
communication more
준비해서
two-way, and he wants to work on that and
앞으로도
improve,
좀 저희의 진심이 느껴질 수 있는 이런 소통
like,
기회들
kind of
좀 많이
make more avenues to
네.
improve that communication between the team and
이렇게
you, our
또
adventures.
다음번에는 더 나은 모습으로 여러분을 찾아뵐 수 있도록 또 다짐의 말씀을 해주셨는데요. 두 분 너무너무 수고 많으셨고요.
Now,
정말 감사합니다. 자, 이제 모험가
she's
여러분께서
hyping it up.
기다리셨던
One more
정말
thing.
마지막
Oh,
순서만을
one more thing.
오늘은 사실 뭐
So we've given out quite a lot of rewards so far.
We have,
We
yeah,
have,
there's been a
there's a
lot
lot.
of reward.
But there's surely more.
As a token of our gratitude to everyone who stayed with us until the end, we've prepared a special final gift. Earlier Wansu gave out a hammer, so I'll add 2 more choose your own transcendent hammer boxes.
2 more hammers?
2 more.
2 more hammers.
네, 여러분 어떠신가요? 지금
Yeah,
채팅창에 반응이 올라오고 있는데
I'm seeing a lot of hearts in chat, some pog.
계시거든요. 망치.
And of course, it won't be a ball without special login rewards. We'll show this as an image on screen.
Oh, that's a lot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 10k extra cronies, chat.
10k kronos, 200,
250, 200, 200, 200.
2 mythical
Okay.
centers.
30
An
orange.
outfit box. I see an outfit box. Actually, I see 2 outfit boxes.
That's pretty juicy. It's pretty
Juicy,
juicy.
juicy.
Two mythical centers.
Yeah.
지금 채팅창이 확실하게 더 활발하게
Very
많이
nice,
올라오는
very
것
nice.
같아요. 여러분 좀 마음에 드시나요? 자, 그럼 완수님도 혹시
완수?
모험가님들을 위해서
Sir?
준비한 게 있으신지요?
네, 저도 준비했습니다.
Yes, I have.
네, 우선 얼마 전에
Recently,
저희가
we held a global
글로벌
emoji
공모전
contest,
통해서
and
여러
adventurers
지역에서
from 10 regions
여러분들이
created
제작해주신
emoji sets for
이모티콘
us.
세트가 준비됐었거든요.
We thought it would be
네.
meaningful
이거 어떻게
to give these to
해드릴까
everyone
하다가
as a
연예
ball
기념으로 모든
commemorative
모험을
gift.
드리면
Thank you
님들께서
again
생각을 했었어서
to everyone who
이것도
contributed.
함께 드릴
And of course, we can't forget
예정입니다. 해주신
the
모험가분들께
usual
다시 한번
rewards.
감사드립니다.
네.
그리고 항상 드리던 보상이었던
Can't forget the
그
usual
무기
rewards.
교환권 상자
You'll
한
also
개랑
get
제일
one weapon
특별히
exchange
드리는
coupon
스티커를
box,
드리겠습니다.
20 J's special
그리고
scrolls,
그
Okay.
and last but not least,
계속 이제
2
아는
more
맛이라고
Choose Your
말씀하셔서
Transcendent Hammer
Huh?
boxes.
What?
마시면 그냥 더 많이 드실
See
수
there
있게
네.
마지막으로
Spoils.
2 more.
Two
Two
more. Yeah, nice. The first time
Hammer
said it.
boxes,
400.
plus 10,000 cron stones, and an advice of Ox 400.
Oh boy.
네, 여러분.
Oh boy.
400.
준비된 연회
Oh
마지막
boy.
That's a lot.
과정까지 모두 공개가
Oh boy.
됐습니다. 너무너무 푸짐하게 준비를 해주셨는데요.
That's a lot
어떤
of
내용들이 있는지
rewards.
저희가 화면을
Okay.
통해서 한눈에
That's a lot of.
보여드리도록
I see a lot of W's in
지금
chat. That's a lot.
뒤쪽으로
I see a lot of
화면을
W's.
보고
Look at that.
Oh my
Look
gosh.
at that.
Doesn't even
Look at
fit
that.
on the
Doesn't-
screen.
Yeah. Oh, you see the coupon code, I think. Thanks for being with us.
Oh, there you go.
And the desert,
The
thanks
desert
you.
thanks you and thanks for being with us.
The thanks with an N.
Good luck, chat.
Thanks for being with us라고 해서 좀 의미를 담은
Good luck.
제품의 이름도 써봤는데
Let me know how you do.
THNX. The number 4. BEING. WING.
Hold on one second, just I didn't know.
US.
Quick.
Tap, 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 tap.
Someone post it in chat so I can copy and paste.
Mods, put it in chat.
Mods.
바로 오늘부터 쓰실 수가 있습니다. 여기 있는
Yeah, guys, I mean, we really do appreciate it, and we hope these rewards are something meaningful for you as well.
Just seems to have one.
좋아해 주셨으면 좋겠습니다.
I hope you all enjoy it, adventurers. Thank you. And to wrap up, should I call this...
Wansu.
Oh, Wansu just sneaking in. Never mind.
넣었는지에 대해서는 예전부터 설명을 드려왔어서 사실은 모험가분들께 이 소캡을 어떻게 처리를 하겠다를 안내하는 자리가 필요하다고 생각하는데 그걸 제가 뭐 저희가 이 자리에서 이렇게 뭐 함부로 말씀을 드릴 수
Just
없어요. 다 같이
Wansu has seen a lot of
논의를
comments about
하고
stuff like
준비가 필요한 영역이니까요.
improving.
그래서 어떤 걸 원하시는지 이해하고 있고 그것들은 저희가 잘
Yeah,
준비를
Wansu's seen a lot of feedback for various things
하는
about what
자리를
players want
따로
or what
마련해보겠습니다.
adventures I'm sharing in chat, and he's been reading everything,
감사합니다.
and he wants to make sure that he wants to
Yeah.
bring this address this in the future.
And to wrap up, should I call this a preview for next year? Since we're only meeting you online for this ball, we honestly feel a bit disappointed ourselves.
이게 지금 저희 앞에 사실 아무것도 없거든요. 이게 이렇게 외로운 건 줄 저도 해보니까 좀 알게 됐고.
So to make up for next year,
이 아쉬움을 좀 확실하게
this
풀
next
수
year,
있게
we're
여러분 직접
preparing
만나서
more opportunities to
이야기
meet and
나눌 수
talk
있는
with you in
자리도
person.
더 많이 준비해보려고 하는데요.
Let me share our
그래서
plans up
우선
for the
내년
next
여름까지
summer.
계획을
We've
먼저
been
말씀을
holding
드리면
events
저희가
called
일단
VOA,
해서
where we meet
서비스
adventurers
모험가분들
from each
직접
region,
만나서 식사도
share a
하고
meal,
함께 즐기는
and
행사를
enjoy
진행하고
activities
있는데
together.
내년에도 이
We'll
행사
continue
이어가겠습니다.
this next year as
그리고
well.
내년이 또 북미
2026 marks the 10th anniversary of NAEU services.
6월에
To celebrate, we'll hold the VOA in Europe in February. And in April, we'll meet adventurers in Taipei, Taiwan. Then in May, we have 530, right? To celebrate, we'll host a VOA in Korea and meet with adventurers. We've held them in Seoul before, and last year in Daejeon. So this time, we'll find another great place. As I mentioned, next year is the 10th anniversary for our NAEU services. To celebrate, we'll continue the festivities with a Heidel Ball in the US in July. We've held many small and large offline events in different regions this year, and we'll keep that going as well. Next year, I hope to see more of your faces in person and say hello. Thank you.
네, 아무튼 오늘 다시 한번
So we have
네, 봐주셔서 감사드리고요. 네, 저희 열심히 하겠습니다.
Just wants to thank everyone for watching till the very end, and we're hoping to have a lot of exciting things for the future. And with that, Calpheon 2012 does come to a close, but I think we can spend a little bit more time maybe going over what we might have missed, actually.
Yeah, we will be
also
doing
just
that.
clarify the Heidel Ball in the US in July and the VOA in Europe at the end of February, beginning of March.
Yeah. Okay, so
we will catch you up with the part we
That was
sadly missed
because of our
yeah,
internet
I found it here.
internet issues.
So we'll close this background shortly once it's finished.
And after
bye bye. Say bye to
bye
one.
once to bye just and
wait.
we're gonna watch them
take us off. Take us off.
오랜만이야. 개자식. 우리 누나 어딨어?
Okay, and we're
back.
Any guesses in chat?
All right.
We're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about what you've missed. Okay. So going back to the life skill section, I'll start off with what Jessok announced.
And after the life skill section, we'll also show the huge update schedule in English one more time, so you can actually read it and have it in nice to
Absolutely. So again, we do apologize that it did cut off. Yes, chat, this is live. Hello, how are you doing? So let's go over it. So, Jessok mentioned, next, we have a new item to introduce. It's a treasure item for life skills called Nostos Return Stone. Nostos is an ancient Greek for homecoming, and as the name suggests, it lets you instantly travel to your residence. It is easy to use. Set up your campsite, equip the item, and you can instantly move to any manor or residence you've designated. You can also return your campsite from there. Being able to teleport to your residence opens up a whole wide of variety of possibilities. Materials for crafting the return stone can only be obtained through gathering activities like lumbering and butchering. Unlike previous treasures, these materials can be listed and sold on the central market. The difficulty is set that gatherers can obtain them without too much effort, and any extra materials can be listed on the central market to be sold to other adventurers. We hope this gives life skillers a fresh goal to aim for.
And then we're gonna head to farming.
Yeah.
For farming, harvest times are changing. Previously, we discussed this as bountiful seeds via Global Lab, but we've decided to update the magical seeds you're currently using instead. If your crops grow within the optimal temperature range, growth time will be unified to 20 hours. This is roughly 4 to 5 times longer than before, but you'll also get more harvest and farming EXP to match. We made this change to reduce the time burden for crop management. With the new system, you only need to check in once a day. We hope this makes farming less stressful. Fertilizer and irrigation system items that affect growth time will be removed for now. We'll revisit and redesign these items to be more meaningful in the future. I think we covered the bartering, but I will quickly do the beginning because I was speeding through it.
I saw a question in chat. Yes, so the treasure item I mentioned earlier about the Nostos Return Stone can be sold on the central marketplace. Please go ahead, Laffy.
I will quickly go over the bartering because I was speedrunning and so everyone has the full picture. For bartering, we previously reduced the weight of level 1 barter goods in an update to increase quality of life, making it easier for new seafaring captains to get started. With this update, we're also reducing it for level 2 barter goods. Since maximum profits are determined by parley in the Great Ocean, this won't impact balance much, but it will let you visit more islands per trip, cutting down on repetitive travel time. We're also adding new trade routes to Southern Sylvia, the Land of the Morning Light, and Edania, along with new level 6 and level 7 barter goods. These high-tier goods will only be available in major cities and between towns, making for longer journeys but higher profits. However, to prevent abuse, level 6 and level 7 barter goods can't be transported via storage. And I think then we caught up with everything. The rest was additional hunting.
That's what
I'm sure we'll. I'll also go over everything on the maintenance stream next week as well if people have questions.
I think we can put the English picture on stream to show
the schedule.
Yes.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay. So 12/17.
So these are Korean server dates, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you can imagine
a day apart.
roughly 1 day after. But
go ahead.
I think the 12/24 to 12/31 are accurate because for these 2 days we're moving the maintenance by 1 day due to holidays.
Okay.
So Seraph should be December 18 with the Magnus simplification, season item, and season pass revamp. Choose your hammer box challenges, the 20 hammer boxes that you can get through AP/DP upgrades, and addition of Cronstones obtainable from Dark Rift, Ataraxion,
and this is Ataraxion progression
improvements.
Yeah.
So, and that's like a total of 1,600 crons you can get with Pit of Undying per week.
And Seraph is right now going to be playable on the Global Lab now. So
right after the boss, so probably as soon as we go offline, you can play it.
And for people in chat that are saying why Seraph not Savior, Savior was the code name when we initially announced it. It was mentioned in the ball, but Seraph is our actual class name.
Yes.
Okay, so for the 24th, we have World Boss. Oh, you went over that, did you just now?
No.
Okay, World Boss Improvements. Sorry, World Boss Improvements edition of Wild Horse.
For the World Boss Improvements, we made a schedule, or we will be making a schedule for you, and we will be looking into it. If you have any feedback, leave it on the forums, leave it on Discord. Let us know if. Because NAEU is such a wide region, and it's much more difficult finding a perfect schedule. So
time zones are scattered completely, so there is no perfect time. We understand that.
So if there's any feedback on the new schedule, it won't be that different to the current one. It's going to be mainly a lot less spawns, but each spawn will benefit you more.
So, World Boss Improvements, addition of Wild Horse varieties that we saw a little earlier, War of the Rose balance improvements, adjustments to life skill byproducts, contribution points. Okay, for the 31st,
then on December 31st, the last day of the year, we'll get the new Spotlight outfit. We will also get the Alchemy Stone renewal, the Campsite Ferry buff improvements, farming growth time, 20-hour unification, and the show visor setting improvements.
Okay, nice.
January 7th.
And then January 7th.
That will be January 8th for us.
Yes. January 8th, we have the inaugural class of Olvia Academy. And
Olvia?
I'm going back.
Olvia
Academy.
Increase to Family Fame Fund. Yeah, Primordial Blackstones to Fail Stack Exchange, and Red Battlefield improvements, Guild Raid improvements. To be fair, back in the day, a lot of people used to just say Olivia because
I can't break the habit.
We can't read, can we, chat? So
yeah, and then in January, this is not a set date, but within January, we are planning to do the Stars and rework. So will be one of the top tier monster zones next to Zephyros and Sakria. We will also be adding the Dekia party monster zones, Mirrormog and Gyfin Upper, and the top tier monster zone Loot that I mentioned, which is the Dye and the Corrupt Oil of Immortality, I believe.
And whatever else they add.
That will add in the future.
Indeed.
Guild system improvements, mount growth method changes, mount item remote use, and inland fishing profit improvements.
Okay, nice. In February. So, sometime in February, we're going to get Sakria Underwater Ruins Abyssal and Upper renewal. So, it is both of them. Arena of Solare new season. Node War, Conquest War improvements. War of the Roses system improvements. And Edania region hunting added. Okay, so
just because I saw something in chat about the season graduation, yes, next maintenance, your season character, the current one, will be forced graduated in preparation for the Olvia Academy.
And although it's not on here, late February, we're also planning the VOA in Europe.
Yeah.
So we hope, we'll
let you know about
as
that.
soon as everything is finalized. But we hope you stay tuned for that.
And then in March,
yeah.
we have the Altar of Blood rework that we've been wanting for so long, and we've seen so much feedback in chat and everywhere. We're also getting the tagged character instant tag out and the new Edania party monster zone.
Nice. Okay.
And then you can see a lot of the
And then
quality of life improvements.
these will happen
in between.
Yeah,
and
periodically
afterwards,
throughout the.
They just haven't set
the different
finalized
collabs.
dates yet.
Yes.
But yeah.
All right.
And then obviously we've got a whole bunch of rewards that you've all seen.
You've
and
probably all claimed
you've
already.
Probably already tapped.
Some of you have already used them.
Have you?
At least 20 of them they can only use from next main.
Yeah, true. You're going to get
true,
another 20, possibly 20 clicks, up to 20 clicks, should I say. But yeah, chat, the best of luck. And everyone in our community, we want to say a huge thank you
Thank you
for
so much.
Thank you,
everyone.
adventurers.
Like, yeah, it's always great to see you all here. And again, sorry for the little bit of a tech issue there at halfway, but hopefully we cleared it all up here at the end. And yeah, we can't wait to see you again in future streams, in-game, on the forums, in Discord. If you have any questions or any feedback, let us know. And again, thank you so much for being here. It's been an absolute pleasure. Nox, Laffy, any
I hope you
final
enjoyed
words?
the show.
Yeah,
I
thank you, adventurers.
love seeing your reactions, reading everything.
Yes.
And love finally delivering on some of those wants and needs that you've shared with us.
Yeah,
Thank you so
absolutely.
much. And yeah, thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, and adventurers, I'll see you on the Global Lab for Seraph.
Nice.
All right.
Nice.
Time.
Well,
Bye-bye.
enjoy your
Bye.
holidays and see you all soon. Goodbye.